She's Glossy. She's the first one to write about Weiss. She switched up the publishing price. That's right. She got the scoop on the girl boss unicorn, and that's right. She's writing up lifestyle porn. She's Glossy. Throw gang, we are joined by the profile princess, the girl bossier of the Glossier. She must play weddings because she's making bands off the covers. Grand dame with a deadline. She got M's bubbling. That's that Meltzer. Your bag's made up. Her bag's makeup. The interviewee mom. The boss bitch of the byline. Your portfolio in debt. Her portfolio in depth. The correspondence queen. All this ink, but she ain't playing no Squid Games. The first lady of lifestyle. The expose Emirati. Melts on the page, not in your hand. Writer and author of Glossy, Ambition, Beauty, and the inside story of Emily Weiss's Glossier. Marisa Meltzer. Marisa, how the hell are you?
I think that's the second time you've seen me cry in public.
What was the first time?
At his brother's wedding.
Oh, beautiful.
I cried.
At my speech?
No, my speech.
Oh.
I cried.
Do you spend more time? Did you spend more time on your brother's wedding speech or your intro for Marissa?
About equal. Both kept me up at night.
Yeah.
I edited your own brother's vows a little bit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, shadow.
Just a little top edit.
If you have
a line edit, as we say in the business.
If you have writer, editor friends, why not, right?
Exactly. I mean, that's what I always say is my free service.
Oh, you didn't charge Ian. How nice of you.
Ian,
Could he even afford you? Yes,
Ian,
he can.
He can afford you, but I think Ian is owed a lot for all of the all that I inflict into his life.
I like that choice of words. You're like, inflict. We're gonna go with that.
There's a lot of baggage that comes with his wife's friends.
The slate is clean, and now you and I have become friends through my brother and his wife, and now you are on the only podcast that matters, talking about arguably one of the only books that matter dropping this fall. But first,
yeah, let's do a little fit check. Thank you so much for joining us, Marissa. Congrats on the new book.
Thank you.
I hope this is the highlight of your press junket.
Obviously, it was harder to get on this podcast than on the Vogue podcast.
Really?
well,
you know.
Yeah, I mean,
okay. Well, shout out us, I guess. Yeah.
Did you have to submit your email to get on the Vogue podcast like 1,000 times, like when you try to go to their website? What the fuck is up with that?
Is it just paywalled? Is that what
it's not paywalled? It's like
Nast has some very odd, like I don't know, like grab, they prompt you many times.
If you go to Vogue and they're like, enter your email, you enter your email, then you say, let's say you go to like, AD, Art Digest, they're like, give me your email. You're like, bitch, I was just on a fucking Condé Nast.
It's hard. Also, if you're a subscriber, it's still,
So this is a Condé problem, not necessarily a Vogue problem exclusively.
I would like if Condé made it a slightly more seamless experience.
Well, maybe in 2035, they'll finally figure it out.
Good thing Anna Wintour listens to our podcast. Maybe our girl Olive
she
can
coming
put
in
a
next
little
week?
bug in her ear. Yeah, she's following you up. We have to lead with the big hitter, and then we'll get your runoff for Anna. Marissa, the first thing we want to do is a little fit check. We're going to walk us in the audience at home through the totality of what you wore here today, including the bag, which you were like, I'm not going to have it in the picture, but we're going to talk
This
about
is a beater.
Yeah. This is what do you say? It's my errands bag, my everyday.
Yeah.
Do you want to start? Should we start with the bag?
Oh, a little Marty.
Yeah. Maison.
Fuck both. Yeah. It's a Margiela tote. I have two.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, not matching.
One to rock, one to stock.
No, I'm not. See, that's the whole thing.
Wear your shit. Use your bags.
Yes. Thank you. I'm not that person. I'm hard on my things.
In our world, it's usually like about sneakers. It's funny that I wonder if like are sneakers for guys like the equivalent to handbags for women?
Wow.
Fuck you. No.
What is this, a 2014 Complex article?
Women don't wear sneakers. Shrink them and pink them.
Women be bagging.
Okay,
men are into bags too, and women are also
true,
like weird sneaker nerds these days. Kind of. I don't know. I'm not a sneakers person at all. Like, and the whole thing is like a little
it's
beyond
gross.
me.
So, what did you wear on your feet to the crib today?
Well, we didn't even talk about the bag because you just went on this weird bags or
It's a Margiela.
sneakers thing. Margiela tote.
It's a Margiela tote, a blue one.
Margiela.
And yeah, I have two. I have one that looks like a paper bag, but it's
cool.
leather. And I think they were both bought at Toto Kayo, R.I.P.
Big rip.
And they're like my travel everyday stuff tote bags.
They're fire.
Women about town. Yeah, on the
Yeah.
feet.
I was wearing Lucchese cowboy boots. It's
yeah,
weird
baby.
weather, so
Yeah.
I had some
Little heat
other
to
shoes
fall
going
out there.
Yeah.
Are they like are they goat leather? Do you know?
No, they are no, they're calf leather. I also have a pair that are, I think, bison.
Both from Lucchese?
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah, dude.
I bought them at the same time. I had like a magical experience where I was trying on black ones. And then they were also like, well, they can tell I'm like a fucking sucker a mile away.
A mark.
Yeah.
Look at this here, city slicker.
Yeah.
Get her the boat. Get her the bison.
James has gone shopping with me and knows the special alchemy of the experience.
Bring out the exotics.
Exactly. And
Bring out the whole jungle.
Exactly. And they were like,
the whole zoo.
Yeah, they're
That's
like, this woman has a
white trash
Visa
DJ
card.
Khaled.
I was gonna say it sounded very.
Bring out the whole jungle.
And so they were like, well, we have this pair that this woman, this like, grand dame of Santa Fe ordered and decided she didn't want.
Ranchera.
And we're
the bison.
Yeah, and we're selling them for like,
we had a previous guest, shout out Big Wet. He found his way into a pair of someone else's custom order, not Lucchese's, I believe, but that's like a sneaky way. You go to like a fancy boot shop and someone like has, completely not paid for their order.
Some rich person's like, yeah, these suck.
Yeah, she didn't. She like
Get
they
'em on
arrived and
layaway.
she was like, I don't. She's like a big customer of theirs,
Okay.
and she was like, I don't want them. And they're like, we'll sell
I
them to
changed
you
my mind.
for relatively cheap.
Hell
and
yeah.
they're
Bitch's
beautiful.
name was
They kind
Georgia
of-
O'Keeffe.
Yes.
These don't look enough like a vagina for my taste.
Yes. Her skeleton could barely fit in them.
Right.
So I bought those and the black ones at the same time.
I love that.
And then I made them.
When you
ship
travel,
them
do
to
you
me.
always go with like space in the suitcase because you are a big shopper whenever you arrive at a destination?
I am a shopper. I'll like travel with like a big tote, like something like, those
Margiela
like, or no, those like laundry plasticky tote bags.
Like
A Celine one.
like an IKEA bag?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I
The
mean,
Balenciaga IKEA bag?
I have a Bodhi one from, when you like get tailoring or buy things from them.
Got it.
And I'll usually like pack that. But also I'm very like, I call this thing like vacation shopping disease where you go somewhere.
Terminal.
Like Capri or something. And
Yeah.
like Capri has these like jeweled leather sandals that are like kind of me, but not me. And like, give me one more day and I'm like, this is who I am. This is my life. I wear jeweled sandals.
Right.
I actually need 3 pairs.
Right.
Like I have,
For when I move here.
yeah. Or like, of course, no, this is who I am.
Also,
like,
money isn't real on vacation.
Yeah.
So.
Are you
Yeah.
it's like you're like in the moment just cosplaying and then like it just
well,
becomes
just like it makes
very
sense
expensive.
where you are. It's more like it makes sense where I am. And I'm like, I live in Seattle. Like I need to like buy like a
All the
cashmere Patagonia sweater.
Right.
All
Yeah,
those
totally.
things
Yeah.
are ripped from the headlines. I've
Yeah.
done them. And then, some of those are good decisions and some of them are more regrettable. But I guess my whole point is I'm less prey to that. But now if I'm going somewhere like Paris and I know I'm going to buy stuff, then I'll like pack an extra
Well,
bag.
Paris, I mean, come on.
It's pronounced Paris.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
thank you.
Capri.
I know.
Okay, so moving on
I'm already. Am I in the top 5 already of like the most pretentious?
No,
Oh, not
fucking
even fucking
start.
close, dude.
But-
You know
but
who
you're
ran on the
getting
show?
there.
Yeah.
Tell me.
Give her another 2 hours.
Yeah.
What kind
You're
of socks did we
you're
wear
catching
today?
up on the dare
Oh, wait,
real quick.
Okay, now I might
Like,
be.
I was going to say, are they Prada socks?
They're
Or?
Margaret Howell.
Oh my God.
That.
I was just in London and like
You needed Margaret Howell socks? Because I'm in London.
no, her store was on the
Yeah,
sale
she's
season. Yeah.
What's wrong with Margaret Howell socks?
No, it's just like, because if she would have been like, oh, Uniqlo socks, I'm going to hit a high low, but of course they're designer socks.
I don't know.
Mm.
Yeah,
I don't
I don't
own
know.
a
Do you
Uniqlo.
invest in your intimates? Are socks intimates?
Mm,
no, but
they are now.
I have an only like beautiful bra and underwear policy.
Oh,
Fire.
okay.
Mhm.
Well,
Respect,
moving on
me
up to the pantalones.
Yeah.
They are Levi's 501s. They were like bleached
Vintage?
white. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I bought them at I guess like a thrift store in Santa Fe. Same trip where I got the Lucchese.
Oh, damn, you went off on that trip. I mean, Santa Fe, right? Sneaky, great shopping because there's rich
Santa
people
Fe
everywhere.
is also like Aspen,
Yeah.
where James and I have been together, a vacation shopping disease place
Mhm.
where I'm like, I bought like a Western belt, a good one and one that I wear, but it's very easy to be like, this is who I am.
Just get caught up in the,
Yeah, like
I'm a cowgirl. I'm a
pageantry.
cowgirl now.
Yeah, like I didn't buy a cowboy hat, but give me 2 more days. Or like those
You felt
Aspen
it.
hats,
Oh yeah, those
they're
are
like
crazy.
What were they? Like not a 10
Yeah,
gallon?
it's just like
It's a hat, and you put sort of like flair in
the Real
like,
Housewives of LA
band.
went there.
Yeah,
like literally people putting like a feather, like
literally.
like
even
yeah.
even
but like
crazier
weirder
shit, even
shit, like
crazier
crystal stuff. But like,
Yeah.
give me one more day, and I
Right.
would have been like,
I need the hat.
What's the craziest thing you bought on vacation that you came back home and in the cold, harsh light of the New York day, you're like, what the fuck was I thinking?
oh my god, that's a great question. Let me think
Thank you.
about it.
Was it the cashmere Patagonia sweater?
No, I still wear that.
Oh, okay.
I love that
Yeah,
thing.
of course.
Yeah, that sounds very fucking.
You're wearing it right now.
everyday.
Once in Portland, Oregon, I bought this. All starts to sound great until you hear the but. I bought a Miu Miu raincoat,
Okay.
But
but it had short sleeves.
What the- Who buys a short sleeve raincoat, dude? Yeah. Why did they even why would Muccia design that?
I know.
it's like Comme des Garçons, but it
know, a T-Rex?
sucks.
That
I
is
don't know.
actually legitimately hilarious. It's a short sleeve raincoat.
And so I'd wear it, being like, well, like the cut was beautiful, it was so classic. It
Bitch
was
go bobbing for apples?
yeah, like
with
I
her
can't even
arms?
tell you how much it was. And then
I took it to the tailors the first time they were asked to add fabric on.
yeah, and I finally just like reeled it out a
Sure.
few years ago because like
Okay.
it made me feel bad every time I wore it. I felt like such a sucker. And
I
like
look great, but my arms are
forearms
so
were
wet.
fucking
Just
wet.
drenched.
Yeah. Drenched.
Look at the drip on the wrist.
I
Yeah.
know they were probably like, "There's a sucker born every minute."
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Bring
Okay.
out the whole short sleeve arsenal.
What about this sweet ass vintage that you have on? I feel like that's going to be, there's a cool reference there.
A cool reference.
Yeah.
It's from the first Lollapalooza.
Okay.
Um,
All
The
right.
first?
Mhm.
What year was that?
1991. It was my second concert.
Woo. What was the
And
first?
My first concert?
Yeah.
Morrissey on the Kill Uncle
Oh,
tour.
wow.
Wow.
Awesome.
Yeah, Greek theater in Berkeley.
Damn, you came out the gates hot.
Do you cop this at the Lollapalooza, or did you like go back and find it because
I have this one, and then I like lost it,
Right.
and then I saw it at the thrift store in San Francisco
I
like
need
10
that.
years ago and rebought
That's
it.
awesome.
Yeah.
is that your embroidery?
No, it's actually, again, this is getting me in the pretentious zone.
Mhm.
It had like a big rip that got worse, and I'm not really like a rip t-shirt person, so I took it to the tailoring shop at Bodie, and
Oh
they
my
patched
God,
it for
dude.
me.
You rock. It's all. This is great. This is what the people want.
I know.
What do you think of Bodie Boys? Because you are
Yeah.
you're Boji, you're OG Bodie.
I think so, yeah. And I'm like, they're in my life because I live very close by.
Oh, we're gonna get into it.
I adore the boys who work there. I love Timmy.
And that is not who James
I
is talking
I
about.
could not
to
love
be clear.
Omer more, Luis. All of them.
Great staff.
Amazing. They look so good. I think that the Bodie boys in the Brock Collier article
Mhm.
sense
Yeah, that guy.
Is that
feel like virgins.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
did
There's a
they?
lot to be desired.
And this is true.
I just think people are bad at wearing clothes. Like
Facts.
they don't know what to
Episode
buy
title.
and like how to wear it. Like people like yesterday or the other day, I was online at Scar's Pizza again. We're just like racking up.
Yeah, it's Dime Square Bingo.
Well,
Yeah.
you
were just
And then
taking
were
a
you at-
neighborhood stroll.
I was
And then you gotta
buying
drink a Clando.
I was buying a vegan Caesar.
Oh my God.
Scar's
I mean, delicious.
before
let's be real.
teaching yoga.
Oh my God.
at Skyting.
Oh
I
my
know.
God.
I'm a fucking cliche.
Brand
and
whore.
Yeah.
Or
and
are
the
people a cliche of you? Are you the blueprint?
Oh, don't flatter me like
I'm
that.
trying.
Flattery will get you anywhere. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking give you a blowjob right now. What are you talking about?
That's what the mic is for.
yeah,
That's what the video's for.
Yeah, exactly.
Aren't you
Okay,
getting
so
a
you're
vegan,
running-
you're
you're
getting a
running
vegan
errands.
Caesar at
Yeah.
Scars on your way to
People
yoga.
behind me, there wasn't a long line, and the people behind me though were like kind of the worst people ever. And that the guy was wearing some sort of like Aritzia version of Bodie,
Ew.
and his girlfriend was wearing a
Was it Dave
shirt.
Portnoy?
A shirt that literally said pasta salad on it
Oh,
and like a
come
prairie
on.
skirt, and they were just like
But like in a cool, ironic way, right?
talking
Were
a
they
little.
hot? At least were they?
They
Like,
were hot. Yeah,
So
they were
that's the-
attractive.
that's the
they
problem.
Were attractive.
Is they're attractive, so they think they can get away with murder.
They were attractive, but also it's just like, but I just don't like. Clearly, they had made like a day trip to the neighborhood, but
Ugh.
also I'm not as aware of those people as other people because when you live in the neighborhood, like I'm not like out and about like online at Scars or going to Clandestino on like a Saturday.
Just on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm there at like 7 p.m. on a Tuesday.
Which is a better time to be there, obviously.
Yeah, like I'm also the neighborhood seems to have sort of like sometimes like a two-way seating system where like you're not necessarily waiting a long time at certain restaurants for a table if they know that you live down the street.
I see what you're saying.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not in the Dime Square trenches in the way that people that are mad about Dime Square are in the Dime Square trenches, if that makes sense.
No, totally.
But I did observe it and was like, oh, this is like everything that's good gone bad.
Right.
But they were hot. I would have had sex with both of them.
Nice.
Well, shout out to you guys.
Yeah.
So this happens with any like brand kind of like proliferating and becoming successful and more widely accepted, right? I think Bodhi's like the latest, most obvious example of this. But for me, it's like our legacy. When I see Herbs wearing camion boots, like how does seeing herbivores wear Bodhi affect your feelings towards the brand, if at all?
It honestly doesn't, because for one thing, I often
Hate
find
the player, not the game, right? Or what?
Well, let her talk.
Oh, I'm just saying.
Yeah, let women's voices be heard.
Yeah, Lawrence, let me ask you a question. Are you scared that the Glossier army is going to come after you?
Yeah.
I'll ask you that later.
Oh, good. I no, because often they're choosing items that like I wouldn't buy.
Like the ones that scream Bodhi.
Yeah. And they don't wear it like I wear it. And also like I don't want things that I love. Like I'm not going to let someone whose style I don't like ruin it. Like that's sort of to me like the cheapest thing.
Because eventually they'll move on to the next shit.
Yeah. And also like my identity is not that I have like 5 Bodhi shirts or whatever.
Is that how many you have though?
How many do you have?
No, I probably have.
Oh, here we go. Are we going to hit 2 hands?
In my Bodhi.
Over under
getting
5.
a slice at Scars.
Of shirt. I think I have 4 pairs of pants and 1 jacket, 1 dress, and maybe 6 shirts.
Okay. That's a lot.
That's over.
That's a lot.
That's over pre-pandemic. Like that's over maybe 5 years or however long she's had the
I mean, it's
brand.
expensive. Let's be clear.
It is, but also like everything I
But
buy
you getting
is
book
expensive.
money.
Yeah.
You getting that book
'cause
money.
We all know how much book money gets you. But also, like I'm
Your
bad
advance
with
was
money.
4 pairs of pants from Bodhi.
Yeah, I am bad with money, and also I wear.
You're terrible with money.
I'm terrible with
all right, I've hit my personal Bodhi quota for the month. Let's move on to this little Chanel toppy.
It's a Chanel shirt. All I want these days is to sort of dress like a French clown.
So mime, right?
Yeah, like one of those
Mime core.
like Pierrot.
Yeah,
with like
sure.
a frilly collar. And like, I just want to be this person.
Bowie had a mime era.
That's like
the
just,
clown suit, literally.
Yeah.
I mean, I love
Halloween.
That's the thing, but I saw that clown suit and was like,
No, Bowie, not Bodhi, but also Bodhi.
but also Bowie. Yeah. Honest.
Bowie was a mime.
Every good person has a Harlequin era.
Okay. Gandhi,
Jagger
Harlequin
kind of
era.
Whatever you need to tell yourself to fucking
Martin
sleep
Luther King
at night.
Jr., clown.
Yeah.
She said it, not me.
Said it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clip that out, dude.
Yeah.
Maybe you should watch what
That's
you
where
say.
like the AI really comes in handy.
I know.
It's
Yeah.
like a deep fake.
You can start blaming. Oh, I didn't say that. It wasn't me who said the slur. It was
Yeah, it was
someone
the AI.
AI did, dude.
It's someone AI.
totally.
It was the
Fake.
gay eye.
Wait, you were debating buying the Bodhi clown suit? Is that where we were going? Or you
It
were
was
like,
more
this is
it was
cute,
more
could
like
freak
I
it?
saw it and was like, I would legit wear that.
Ugh,
No.
Well, look,
come on. You're not serious. It's a
I
clown
would-
suit.
I would wear the shirt with jeans.
But it's a onesie.
Yeah.
Imagine wearing it with your pants and then tying the arms around your waist.
Like a
That'd be
boiler
crazy.
suit would
Yeah.
actually kind of be
Like
fire.
the Glossier, like
Exactly.
suit. Honestly, yes.
That's the best
like,
way to
that's
do it,
the thing.
probably.
Or I'd wear it with like I have this like Dries trench coat that would be kind of cool with
Short
it.
sleeves or long sleeves?
long sleeves.
Okay.
I don't.
Just checking.
I only have one short sleeve coat that I got rid of. I swear to God.
But this Chanel top is you entering your clown era.
Okay, here's and this
Harlequin
is,
era.
Harlequin.
This only like one of my best friends, and now your listeners and you
Hundreds
will
of
know
thousands
this.
of people at home.
In the last 2 years, I have bought 3 different clown themed Chanel
Oh
shirts.
my God. Like clown themed that like intentionally or just because it's like roughly or
Yeah, frilly.
Clown adjacent?
Intentionally, that they're like, they don't have clowns on them. I'm not a toddler. Yeah.
Barnum and Bailey core.
Yeah.
No, like ruffly, like I don't know. There's something about it
Flouncy,
that I
like Lawrence's shorts.
Flounce, yeah.
Love
Like
a
I
flouncy
just
short.
can't get enough.
And R.I.P. to the biggest clown of all, Karl Lagerfeld.
How did you get into? How do you look at like French clowns and be like, yes, that's it, that's me.
Okay, so
Let me invest thousands of dollars into looking like this.
okay, so first I bought.
401k. We're going fucking
It's only
clown
that
core.
meme. The guy's putting on the clown makeup, but it's just Chanel suits.
You're like, I'm looking.
Okay,
I'm getting fantastic.
So I bought a vintage Chanel frilly collared shirt that was more like you wouldn't look at it and see Harlequin,
Right.
but there was something in the frills that like I put it on and I was like, this is my whole personality. Now this is my whole personality.
All right.
And then
Sometimes Johns will do that.
Yeah, maybe like a year later, I was in Chanel in Paris, and once again, Paris, I'm a mark, and they're like taking things out of the back.
Bring out the whole circus.
Yeah, and they were like, well, here's some stuff, and they had this black silk, frilly.
It's a blouse.
Yeah. And then I bought the matching pants.
Ooh, that's where it becomes clowncore.
Yeah, I think I'm going to wear it to my book party or my book reading.
The set.
Yeah, I think so.
When's the book party? Can the people crash?
No, they can't. But I will tell you off mic because I do hope you both will go.
I'm very excited.
And then I bought this shirt because I wasn't done.
Right.
Oh, this is not part of the clown.
This
set.
This
is its own.
No, the
this
clown
is Act
set
3.
is all black.
This
it's
is
just
clown
black
separates.
silk. I don't have the matching, but I was after I bought this. I think in London, and I saw a dress version, and I didn't buy it, but I had a moment being like,
maybe this is me, still me.
Let's get into.
I'm not done.
Yeah.
Let's get into the beautiful bra and panties.
Empreinte.
What? French?
Sacre bleu.
That's the name of the line. It means fingerprint in French.
Ooh, that's
what about
sexy.
this beautiful ribbon in your hair?
It's actually from a Glossier holiday box set.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you like a Glossier collector? Do you have like all the hoodies and shit?
Could you upcycling?
No, not at all. I have a few pieces, but I more save them to try to have them as giveaways that people might want to for ordering
like with
the book.
buy a book, get a free piece of Glossier merch?
Like stuff that's sold out or stuff that are like lab sample-y kind of things.
Okay, memorabilia.
Yeah, but I have like a shirt that was like from when they came back to the office after the pandemic that they made like a shirt.
Welcome back.
No, it said like I came back to the office and all I got was this like Glossier t-shirt or something like that.
But also spitting in the face of your employees to some degree.
Well,
Good little anecdote in the book. Let's talk about all the hardware.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Where do we start?
I'm wearing. So my mom was really smart in that she is into jewelry, like a lot of like antique jewelry, but stuff that was like really cheap to buy in the 80s.
Costume
like Victorian.
Jewelry?
No, like Victorian jewelry,
okay.
but that you could buy it for like $100 because it wasn't really like that trendy.
But now.
Or now it's more, but it's still not. It's
Okay.
actually like still not crazy expensive unless it's like.
So your mom had great taste is what I'm hearing.
My mom has good taste in jewelry and that's about it.
Yes, I should say.
And anyway, so I think she figured out early on that if she got me into the same jewelry aesthetic as her, that she would never have to actually buy me a gift ever again.
Damn.
So every holiday, she just like gives me a pair
tasteful
of earrings.
and cheap. I love that. Great combo.
So she tricked you.
All of my jewelry is like stuff that my mom has sent me over the course of my entire life. So these are like 70s Italian.
So she sat down one day and like mapped out all your gifts over the next like 30 years. You're like, all right.
We play this thing in person called the jewelry game where she'll like bring out 5 pieces and I point to something. And if I'm not allowed to have it, she shakes her head. And then if I am allowed to have it, she nods her head, but then she gets to hit my hand.
Oh, okay.
And then you part ways and you see her again next year for another round of the jewelry game.
I love when trauma is passed down.
So all your shit
my mom is very goth.
All your shit is vintage?
Pretty much. Not all of it. The bangles I bought when I was in India several years ago from Con Market. This gold bracelet is from Prunus. And then this tennis bracelet is like a antique vintage thing.
And the watch?
The watch is a Cartier tank that was a present
Cartier?
from my dad, I want to say for like my 30th birthday. Or
Hell
something
yeah.
like
That's a
that.
good gift.
It's a good gift.
Are
yeah.
you a one watch girly or do you have a little rotation or?
I have two. I have like a 1960s like men's Rolex that I wear sometimes, and then I have this one.
Nice.
Right.
And then then the rings, and then I think we're ready to do the actual show.
The rings is it's a Tiffany ring, antique, like probably like 50s diamond ring, a cocktail ring from the 20s, and then a Victorian acrostic. Do you know about acrostic jewelry?
No, what is that?
It's like the gems in the jewelry spell out like a little love thing. So this one spells out like regard with like ruby, emerald, garnet, amethyst, ruby, diamond.
It was time to marry the game, and she said, "I do."
Yes,
and I
exactly.
think that is a complete fit check.
I need some jewels that say "duh-duh-duh." It's all diamonds, baby. All right. Fit check. And sip it on Green Point's finest. Fit check, drink check, complete.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get into the meat and potatoes of this podcast. Marisa, your book, Glossy, Ambition, Beauty, and the Inside Story of Emily Weiss's Glossier, just dropped or is about to drop. What is your book about? Besides those words I just said.
The book is about Glossier, the sort of era-defining beauty company. And it's also about...
It's like Kith for girls.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, a little bit,
Really?
right? I'm not
hype.
super familiar with Kith, but like,
Nobody is.
Okay, it's like Virgil Abloh for girls? Like,
yeah, a
what-
little bit like
for
Supreme
the dudes
adjacent,
listening.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So Glossier, it started as this blog called Into the Gloss, which was kind of like the defining beauty blog. And their version kind of like Fit Check or whatever was this thing called Top Shelf.
You don't need to say whatever. It's the thing.
Trademark coming soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mean to demean you and
No,
your
it's
art.
fine.
Well, thank you for calling it art.
No, that was actually a pejorative.
Yeah, I took it sincerely.
No, anyway.
Sorry.
But so it was just like a
a blog.
It was a blog, and people would talk about like what was in their bathrooms, and then
like cool girls, celebs.
yeah, like sort of, I don't know, name your cool girl, like editors, indie actresses, like
Chloe Sevigny ass motherfuckers.
probably. I'm sure
Yeah.
she was on it, but like like
Jenna Lyons.
It
Jenna
girls and it women.
Lyons, yeah, but also
Alexa Chung.
I
don't know why I said it like that.
1,000%. Yeah. Like Lauren
Chloe-
Santo Domingo had a
fucking-
famous one where she talked about recommending a shampoo, but she was like, not that I ever wash my hair. Like I haven't washed my hair in my own hair in years.
Oh, because someone else does it.
Blowouts,
She pays
yeah.
people to do it for her. Because she's rich.
I
Yes,
see.
yes.
Not like where people are like shampoo is a conspiracy and
Yeah, she's not like Ashton
Go
Kutcher or
Greek.
whatever.
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah, exactly.
Was she on there?
Ghislaine.
Not that I know of.
Maybe.
Damn.
No,
Never
she
know.
wasn't.
She's a cool girl.
And wrong demographic, I would assume.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, but then Glossier.
So Glossier was the kind of spin-off products of that. And it was kind of like one part Clinique, one part Supreme.
Mm.
So the Clinique part was like products that were
Glossier,
sort of,
streetwear for girls.
yeah, I mean, not.
Right.
So like their idea was like they were beauty products, but also we wanted to be a brand that like you'd wear the sweatshirt of. So like, I don't know if like Timothée Chalamet has ever used Glossier products, but he has, with the Safdie brothers in the picture, I think worn a
Wow.
Glossier hoodie.
Interesting.
So like, they did.
They accomplished their goal clearly.
Yeah. Well, once
Well,
you get
someday.
Timmy. Yeah. And they ended up becoming worth like $1.8 billion. They're still very much around. They were like the defining beauty company in an era when beauty was like maybe even outpacing fashion, is like defining sort of power and wealth and celebrity
Right.
entrepreneurship.
Next up, makeup.
Yeah. But then it's also just like about the girl boss phenomenon and super juicy and about like employee drama and all of those things.
I mean, so Glossier was defined in the 2010s in terms of like aesthetic, like the shift to direct to consumer businesses and D2C. With this woman, the founder and former CEO, Emily Weiss,
Mhm.
at the center of it all. And it's
Yeah.
kind of like her story and Glossier's story kind of like parallel pathing. What's the biggest bombshell you think you reveal in the book?
I think it's exactly.
Spoilers
I was
ahead.
going to say, you just want to say it on mic.
Well, I'm not going to say exactly what, but I'm going to say it's like unpacking how and why she stepped down from being the CEO, or was she pushed?
Pushed down off a ledge.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to read it to find out.
Were you silent or were you silenced?
Has she read her copy yet?
She never requested one.
Wow.
Really?
Did you send one to her?
Yeah, got to it, right?
I mean,
What's her address?
no, because I figured that maybe her or, one of the reps would formally ask for one. I would be shocked if
You weren't trying to get a blurb from her?
no.
Is it a flattering?
I have a blurb from
Fuck this bitch. Period. No.
Yeah. No, I
got
was
good
not
blurbs
trying
on
to get a blurb from
Right.
her.
Is it a flattering portrait of her, or is it more like kind of like warts and all a portrait?
I think it's nuanced. And I don't even mean that as like I'm trying to get out of answering it. Like, I just think that there's a lot of credit given to her. What she did was really remarkable, especially considering it was like her first job.
What?
But then
Damn.
also,
We're fucking up.
yeah, but then it's also, very critical, especially in this era when like people can't deal with criticism.
What do you think her reaction will be?
She's
Gonna call you a fucking bitch? Like,
Nah, I don't think that's really her vibe. She's a total, very control freak type of person. So I was pretty sure that she wouldn't like anything that was written by
Because she'd
someone
rather
else.
nothing be written at all.
I imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to be written about. You guys have been written about.
Yeah, and I don't get quoted when it happens usually.
you got quoted in British GQ.
I did.
Well,
About memes.
I mean, one of the things that I think that I learned in reading the book, and I think that maybe like people, our audience might not understand, is like the Glossier army, the fangirls were so rabid like throughout the 2010s, and like, I mean, Glossier was their identity. Do you think that the Glossier army is going to come after you, like when Nicki Minaj like summons the fucking Barbies?
I mean, that would probably be great for press. Like,
Yeah.
I sort of have a like.
If you get doxxed, you get murdered
No,
by
I don't want to
Glossier,
be
by
I
a boy
don't-
brow
I'd
stand.
almost rather be
No more
murdered than
vegan
doxxed. To
Caesars.
be, yeah.
You're gonna imagine getting
Caesars are so
assassinated outside of Scars. The Caesar just flies
Yeah.
up in the air. Fuck
Someone
it.
beats you to death with a boy brow.
good. To live and die in Dime Square.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
No, I think that the fans are just super hopefully interested in hearing about the company. And also like a lot of it is stuff like how their favorite products came out and got made and like what their like annual employee retreat was like. And, like,
Yo, what if we called it boy brow?
I mean, that's a fucking good name. Like,
Boy
Yeah.
brow?
yeah.
And they were high when they came up with it.
Yeah.
Probably.
I don't know. You'd have to ask Annie Craig.
Yo, milky jelly? Psh, right? Is that a
Yeah,
product name?
I
That's not a
mean,
hero product?
Milky Jelly
So
cleanser.
they just had like some of the best fucking copy in the game. Like as
Yeah,
a
what if it was
writer
milky but jelly?
As a writer yourself, you respect the fucking product names and shit.
I do. I mean, I'm terrible. I'm not really good at names or titles of things. And most,
Glossy's a pretty good name for a book about Glossier.
yeah, but
that
even
you?
then, it wasn't really like I always try to bow out of like titles or naming things. That's not what I'm good at. I'm like, when people ask me to brainstorm, I'm like,
You're not a pun girly.
it's just not, I'm not good at it.
What are you proud? What's the proudest part of this book?
I think like the lengths to which I went to like report it. Like I was like reporting it until like, late February or something like of this year. Like they were basically like, you got, like it has to go to press. And I was like, I just have to go to Sephora.
Wait, how long were you embedded in the trenches from start to finish?
That's a good question. About 2 years.
So like devoting 2 years of your life to this project.
Pretty much, yeah.
Fucking crazy.
I mean,
dude.
also
Salute
like
to you,
doing
bro.
other stuff.
Yeah, well,
like,
right,
writing
which
other
we're gonna
stuff.
talk about, but still, this is like the big thing.
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
hard to like retain objectivity when you're embedded with a project so long that maybe, I don't know if you like became friends with Emily or like she
Stockholm
she
syndrome.
got your respect, but you had to maintain a journalistic kind of like detached point of view. Was it hard to maintain that, or were you just like, nah, I got this?
Glockholm syndrome. There it is.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to make myself sound like a sociopath, but like, no, I think I'm pretty good at like, I feel very firm in that I know who like my friends are and who I'm working with. Like I've interviewed so many like celebrities, for example. I'm never like, they can be charismatic, but there's no part of me that's ever like, like Daniel Radcliffe is like my buddy now.
But it's totery, right? They're just trying to butter you up to sound
or
good,
even
right?
Like, well, that's the thing is often they're not even buttering me up. And even if they try to, like, I think most people I interview would actually be surprised that I even have that much of a personality because I kind of just mostly
Don't say that about yourself.
It's not, no,
but
I just
like,
turn it off.
I think the clown outfit might give them a clue.
Yeah. Might be
like,
your Halloween costume.
Did Bozo the Clown just interview me? Like,
wait, so your strategy for interviewing a celeb is you go in fucking ice cold Terminator mode and you just ask the questions and get the answers and go from there.
I wouldn't say it's ice cold, but I'm more just like, I just listen and I don't, I'm not like you guys with like questions. I just like listen.
Don't interrupt them while they're answering?
Yeah.
No, it's more like I don't really have questions. Like I just,
what?
I know I have things that I want to cover. But mostly I'm just listening and asking you to tell me more about things. And if I'm bored, then I'm trying to gently.
Well, then how do you get a celeb to perjure themselves and get something juicy?
You say, tell me more about that.
Tell me more. Yeah.
How does it make you feel? Going until you just like break down their
what, or like,
defenses?
can you give me an example of what that felt like?
Oh. Who's your most famous friend? Because you say that you maintain a church and state with like.
Yeah. Not, I mean, I have one friend that was someone that I profiled and like, a year or months later, we like became friends.
Emma Chamberlain?
No, Emma Chamberlain has no idea who I am.
Wait, but you wrote her.
Yeah, on
story, right?
Zoom, and I had to ask her to turn her fucking camera on.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, same with Doja Cat.
I'm drinking
they
coffee.
act like it's like a gift for them to turn the Zoom camera on.
Doja Cat doesn't do
screenshots.
great on cam. I'll say that. Yeah.
She was lovely. She was actually really
lovely. She was on racist Zoom showing feet.
No comment.
So one of the, I think, themes that runs through the book is like the notion of girl boss, right? And how it kind of did come up in the early 2010s. And then it did become like a pejorative where it's just like, gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss.
Yep.
What is now that that's behind us, what is the 2023 version of the 2010s girl boss? You talked about how like Glossier struggled a little bit with like the bimboification, with like Euphoria, kind of going like over the top with their makeup and their looks.
Yeah, I mean, I feel very confused and semi-aware of the kind of like bimbo feminist Lolita thing that seems to be like online.
I'm a sexy baby.
Is the fake Catholicism angle part of that as well?
Yeah, I think I just find it all, I don't even mean like
Coquette?
I'm confused, like a way to be like, I just don't know that much
Sexy
about
babies
it,
are
and
confusing.
It's never,
They were
it's
for
not
Ghislaine.
how, it's really hard for me to understand all the levels of what's going on there and like too much for me to get into it.
You
but,
want
like,
to at all? Or are you like, this is some childish bullshit and I cannot be bothered because I'm a grown ass woman with books to write?
Not that I can't be bothered, but like, it's not,
because where you live, like
Okay,
you're
well,
begrudgingly like bombarded with this. Let's be clear.
A little, maybe aesthetically,
Yes.
but like none of my like people that I'm friends with are really like, I would say that.
Friends with sexy babies.
I need milk. Wait, so we're talking. Okay, there's two things here, right? There's the girl boss, like what is the evolution of the girl boss, like what's after that. But then there's the aesthetic. We're talking aesthetics with like Glossier was like the no makeup. Like I'm just a regular girl next door.
Yeah.
And now you have more over the top.
Yeah,
girls
you have that like
wearing everything.
Euphoria makeup sort of thing.
Right.
You have like men wearing nail polish, like fucking
To get
Machine Gun
pussy.
Kelly's
Yeah.
and like Harry Styles nail polish lines.
What do like Glossier girlies think of that? Like, do they love it?
They
I think they're into it.
That guy?
I think so. Yeah, especially like got a little dangly earring.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
It's a wrap. It's a
That's
wrap.
part of
top.
Yeah,
Couple
package.
fucking
Camp
stick and
shirt,
pokes.
like a rib tank underneath.
Oh, yeah.
A Bodhi tee,
Maybe like a fake one, but yeah.
a Zara Bodhi tee,
Zara
a
Bodhi
Fodi.
tee, maybe some like chunky silver jewelry and
Right.
like really big, like
Yeah, baby, take off
what
that
is it
Fugoti.
like Levi Silver Tab jorts kind of
Big
thing.
old jorts.
Big old jorts, white socks.
That guy's getting his dick
Some
sucked at Clando
loafers.
for sure.
Yeah.
Is Glossier doing okay? Like with the in the aesthetic of like the kind of like the grungy maximalism of this current moment. Like, and they're such a
I mean,
I don't even give a shit type.
the short answer is like they're not giving out, sales data. They're, privately held companies, so who knows? But they introduced themselves into Sephora, and if you've gone to a Glossier like shelf in Sephora, it looks like, you know, the zombies have attacked. It's like ransacked. So I'm assuming people are buying things. And it's still like, it does quite well on TikTok. Like, I think in terms of like, you know, being like, I don't know, embraced by like Gen Z or whatever.
The relevance is sustained over to a new generation. I think the
relevance is super sustained. I was talking to someone who said that like, she was asking like someone who like babysat for her, like a young teenager, you know, what she wanted as like a gift, and it was like Glossier products or something like that, you know.
All right, so they bridge the generations.
I think they're
maybe.
doing pretty. I mean, I think that, you know, there's other brands that are doing well too. Like I think that probably like Hailey Bieber's brand is probably big, and
Kylie Cosmetics.
Yeah, I guess, or like Selena Rare Beauty from Selena Gomez, but I think Glossier is definitely like in the mix.
So if you had to put a number on it, you mentioned the 1.8 billion, right? That's is that a peak, or do we think like where do you think we're at now?
Peak valuation.
In your
good.
Yeah, in your opinion. Just
as an
opinion.
Expert. Maybe I've done some reporting on it. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe there's a whole fucking book about it.
Maybe there were leaked documents.
I mean, like if you
were there?
Oh, so what's the number
since the book came out?
No.
Okay.
So what's the number today? That's my
question. So the last time they had funding, I want to say was like, I don't know, 2021 or something. There was a Series E round, and they were valued at like 1.8. And so that was the last like formal valuation. But it's a long story, but basically like seems like they've been valued at like 30 to 40% less than that now.
That is quite a little bit of a dip.
And that was pretty like,
and
that's kind of a conservative estimate. So it might be like 50%
God
less.
damn.
But again,
like when the venture capital, I remember this part.
It's like I would recommend reading the book rather than like hearing me explain like venture capital.
You just like to talk money on this show.
I mean,
Marisa.
I love money.
So if they've successfully, relatively kind of gotten, you know, weather the storm of like the aesthetics changing from like the minimalist dusty pink, millennial pink 2010s into whatever the fuck is going on now. What about
pink? What is it now?
I don't know.
What is it for boys?
What is the pink for boys?
There's only one color that matters, Marissa. Green.
Yeah, true.
But my question is, the girl boss of the 2010s. What is the 2020s version of that? Do we know yet? Is it too early?
I think it's like, I think it's too early. I think that there are some
shut up and work. Okay, what are the candidates?
I think candidates is like the shopping newsletter boss.
The Substack shouty.
Oh, cute. Yeah.
The Dom stack.
Yeah, like the Substack shorties.
Okay.
You see me try like any kind of slang that's outside of my comfort zone. It's not happening.
So you think that the girl boss of the girl boss of the 2010s that built a company into a $1.8 billion unicorn has been replaced by Substack writers?
Well, it's a candidate.
I wouldn't say replaced. I'm saying more like if we're looking at who is like maybe occupying the public's imagination.
Got it.
Like I think and I also think potentially some of those businesses maybe could scale or become big. Like I think it's early to say. Like as some of those,
please let me know.
As some of those, you know, it was like fashion blogger became like business owner.
Well, to be honest, Into the Gloss was a media property which started doing products which sound familiar.
Yeah.
So
Throwing Fits worth $1.8 billion.
So the podcast princesses, we'll throw them in the mix with the Substack shouties.
Yeah, I think podcast princesses. I'm trying to think of like what else is out there.
Yeah, what do people?
So it's like individual. Is it? I'm hearing individual content creators.
Yeah, because it's like there are fewer media properties, right? And like if you have the capacity to be like a breakout star at Bazaar or whatever, are you going to do that as like, you know, senior level Hearst editor, which is, I mean.
Not
great.
Anymore.
Like I would love to stop paying for my health insurance.
Oh, well,
I mean, I would love for someone to employ me. But if you have that kind of like, you know, following, I don't know. Do you?
Yeah. Pied Piper those motherfuckers directly into your wallet.
Exactly. So I think all of that remains to be seen. And then,
so it's
I mean, I don't know. My head is
regardless.
so small. The only businesses I know are Substacks and podcasts.
But what we're talking about is this entrepreneurial spirit that like the content creator brings to the table, and whether they want to take it, they can try and take it as far as they
Or another way to think of it is like there's always every decade or so has a different like business archetype that captures the imagination. And it was like the leverage buyout kings, maybe in the 80s.
Crypto bros.
The crypto bros. There were
and that one girl that
extremely
rapped.
broke apes.
Yeah. And then there were like the sort of like tech founder, philosopher kings.
Right.
And so the girl bosses was just like that era's version of business fame. And it happened to be sort of pink and female. So it's also like, what is going to be the next? Like, what's the emerging sector? And then from there, there's going to be some, what's the next crypto bro? Like if it was crypto bro after the girl bosses, what's next?
Oh, AI shawties.
Possibly.
Computer generated.
Literally Terminators.
Computer generated jits.
Skynet.
Yeah. Harmony Korine? I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. So the book is coming out. Go fucking cop up. The question for you is, are you about to go absolutely ham on your book tour and just suck and fuck your way across this great nation of ours?
Let's go. You earned it.
Sea to shining COCK.
Seaman, the shining seaman.
I mean, yes and no. Like I don't actually have readings booked outside of like the one the day before the book comes out. I think that
book tours exist anymore. Like
that they. I mean,
or you just go to McNally Jackson in New York.
Yeah, like I've been on them, and I will say you're not paid to go on them.
You're just trying to sell the book.
They're not glamorous, and then you always show up to one, and there's like 7 people there, and it's like you feel embarrassed for the people that came. You feel embarrassed for like yourself.
Everyone's losing here.
Yeah, and so they're like not that fun. You have to like take all this time off from the rest of your life and like doing things that like make money or bring you happiness. So.
We're just trying to know if you're going to get like, fucked off of this book.
Has someone tried to hit on me like in the past based on...
Because this is your third book.
Beautiful brain.
Yeah, and was he the singer of a one-hit wonder band in the 90s? Like maybe.
What? Damn, dude.
Blind
Which Hanson?
item.
Which Joe? Not a Joe, bro. No. Was it Frankie? Sexy baby. Wait, so you have gotten dick off the strength of your pen?
I'm saying it was no. Sadly, no. Being a lady writer is not really like
because you're threatening because you're too smart.
I mean, I don't know. Also, like I've just never related to the world through like how I look. Like that's not how men have related to me. It's always been because I'm like smart or funny or interesting or because I dress
which
like
you are all
a beautiful French clown.
Yo, I'm trying to fuck a clown. Let me text Marisa real quick.
I'm trying to fuck this mime. She's mad quiet in bed.
I'm trying to bust a nut and get some laughs.
So for
all you're literally
clown sexual.
Yeah, you're literally a chuckle fuck.
Yeah. Wow. I'm gonna smash as soon as she finds her way out of this glass box she's imagining.
I'm trying to get out of this glass box and into that one. Woo! How are you ensuring that the book will hit book talk? Because I feel like that's now like the secret to success. Like you need to go crazy on book talk in order for your sales to go through the roof, right?
It's so hard. Basically, I mean, that is where like the sucking and fucking comes out in a sort of digital sense where I'm just like DMing anyone remotely.
I'm doing this dance, reading the book.
Yeah, or like people either that like
get ready with me
or people that don't, and just hoping that the fact that I'm like verified on Instagram that they'll see the DM and like
the posts have been going crazy.
Inshallah.
Sorry,
the posts that you've been then reposting have been going crazy. I will say
they have
a lot of prestige follows in there.
Yeah, we want to see you win, dog.
Same. I hope that everyone, buys the book for.
Is book marketing themselves. Is book marketing is a meeting?
Yeah, a lot of it is like a Hail Mary of like, we're doing all of this and the press lineup is amazing. And it is, but it's also
how do we go viral?
But it's also like, and hopefully book talk will pick it up. And that's something that is like.
So book publishers have yet to crack the book talk code. Is that what I'm hearing? Because like, again, it's similar to music marketing where it's like, yo, how do we go viral on TikTok?
Yeah, it's like, it's same or movies or anything.
Right.
Like,
what's the budget at Simon & Schuster, right? Just to like pay to get on book talk. Like what the fuck are we talking about here?
I don't know that there's a budget. I mean, free copies. There's just stickers.
Free copies.
Yo, free Glossier hoodies.
Memorabilia. That's what the memorabilia is for.
Basically, I suggested something the other day, and I don't believe in prefacing things with like, maybe this is a bad idea. So I didn't say that, but I was kind of like I was like, this is a safe space, right?
Yeah, no bad ideas in a brainstorm.
And like my
Unless you're wearing a
book,
short sleeve raincoat.
yeah, well, my book comes out the same day as Walter Isaacson's Elon book.
Oh, no.
And I was like, is it kind of the Barbenheimer of books?
Yes, dude. Absolutely.
And
Elon-
people were into it until my editor was like, I don't know, but like that book probably has a print run of like 250,000. Like,
Yeah.
is it like, is it like too depressing to have me be like, here, like, we're the same? And it's like, no, honey,
Yeah.
you're not.
The color
Yeah.
scheme's got to be the same. Pink
Yeah.
and
Well,
know,
it's like
dark.
a big, it's like dark and pink. Anyway,
Pink
that
and
was
the man that
was
ruined the
really,
world.
people are trying to get me to like brainstorm. Those are the,
you should get into a Twitter beef with Elon Musk.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Get all his
I
fucking.
don't even know if
Get
I'm
in line.
On, I don't know if I'm even on Twitter or X anymore.
Get
I
all his-
definitely lost whatever verification I had
well,
like
we all
years
did,
ago.
sweetheart.
Yeah,
Yeah, we all
right.
did.
Yeah,
That
I don't.
sucked.
But you could get his meat riders to kill you and dox you, and then as a martyr, your book sales would go through the fucking
Yeah.
roof.
Her last wish was
RIP.
buy my book.
Yeah, totally. There's a video. If you're seeing me, it's because I've been killed.
Elon
And
killed me.
My last wish.
She died
Yeah.
doing what she loved,
Yeah.
trying to get people to buy her book.
Yeah,
Elon-
Classic Girl by Jane's Addiction plays in the background.
Yeah.
Elon triangulated my position and just drone struck my ass in Times Square.
Yo, honestly, that was like,
I was buying a cold picnic rug at Coming Soon, and he fucking sniped me.
yeah.
No, it would be more like I was like going. Sometimes I go into Metrograph while I'm walking my dog in the middle of the day, and
Love
they're
that
like,
for you.
"Oh, are you going to a movie?" And I'm like, "No, I'm just buying popcorn."
Fat Joe does that apparently.
Well, we have a lot in common.
I love popcorn, and nothing hits like movie theater popcorn. So I
Yeah,
don't think
so
anyone
I'll
would blame you or Joan for
no, they're not
snacking.
blaming me.
Do you do the straw and the butter trick?
No, I don't like butter.
Just raw dog it.
Also, I mean, I grew up such a hippie that like my actual favorite topping is Brewer's Yeast and tamari.
I was going to say nutritional yeast on popcorn is actually gas.
Really?
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
it's
that, the
just-
best, is it the
So I
best
do-
way to?
It's just cheese.
I do nutritional yeast with, and then the tamari kind of locks it on and gives it
Mm.
extra umami.
Damn.
Yeah, I know.
Umami
Ooh,
mommy.
extra.
Umami mommy over
I know.
here.
That's
You
what that
yeah.
look, that's what happens when you grow up in Northern California.
How else can writers these days ensure that they reach Gen Z's, fried fucking atrophied brains?
Yeah, just addled.
I'm 46 years old. I don't know.
Okay, next
Yeah.
question.
Nice. Well done. Thanks for the honesty. We appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Next question. What was your book advance? Here, this is how you hook them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
be careful what you wish for.
Never enough.
Never enough. Did you do the thing, from one published author to another?
Uh-huh.
My options that my agent presented me, my co-author was like, take the bigger advance or take the bigger fucking numbers on the back end. And we're like, no one is going to buy this. So give us as much money up front. You try to strike a balance, or you're like, this is going to strike a chord, keep some money, give me the points. Like on this one, where did we go?
No, it's like buying a lottery ticket. So few books pay out their advance that I
Right.
think you want as much up
I have
front
not,
as
however many years
possible.
later.
Have you already spent your advance?
Well, the way that they're paid out is like, I haven't
an
gotten
allowance?
all my advance
Well,
yet.
because
Like
it has to be
it's paid
published.
out,
Yeah, you got to. Yeah.
Like you get one upon signing, you get one upon like the draft being accepted,
Mhm.
you get, one the day it comes out, and then you usually get one like a year later.
Have you spent
Oh,
whatever
you're-
you've gotten so far?
Damn, dude.
No comment. It's all, that's the thing. For something to be paid in 4 chunks over like 4 years, for you to live full time on that
Right,
money
right.
after taxes
You gotta be
and
Isaacson.
agents,
Yeah, yeah.
you have to get like, your
man.
advance
Gotta be
would have
Lena
to be,
Dunham.
like in,
Yeah.
yeah, it would have to be
Yeah.
a huge amount of money. So
Right.
yeah.
Okay. Well, beyond the book, you also do a lot of like celebrity profile pieces, cover stories, like you mentioned. When you do profile celebrities, we talked about your tactics. Like, in this day and age, it's all puff pieces. It's like celebrity interviews other celebrity, or like celebrity gives the interview to the publication and they just publish it as is,
Yeah.
or celebrity gets final cut over the piece. Which, by the way, you have final cut over this episode. Do the celebs ever get pissed at you for approaching them like a true writer who doesn't, treat them with kitty gloves on?
Yeah, you're like a dying breed, dude. Let's be real.
Yeah, but I'm not aggressive. Like I'm not like, I don't come in and being like,
What's
you
the
know,
score?
Potter,
hello.
go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
What's
like,
this?
or I'm not like trying to be so like sources say, or something like that. Like
Many people are saying that you're a sexy
Yeah.
baby.
Also, the other thing is I know what kind of articles I'm writing. Like if some like, women's magazine has like negotiated with a TV star to like be on their cover and they're giving me 1 hour over Zoom. Like that's a very different amount of like access and expectation than if I'm like going to LA to interview someone for like Britney Spears' husband for GQ or like do like a New York Times profile or something like that. Yeah. I know my place.
Which one do you prefer?
Oh,
1 hour. You're like 1 hour over Zoom. This is going to pay great.
No, Britney Spears' husband every time. Also because I'm shameless and I'm always trying to get them to like spontaneously go to a second location with me.
Keep it going.
To see if
Let's
they
keep
will.
this party going.
They never do. Not because I want to be friends, because I just want to see what would happen.
Yeah, you were like,
so I
you
would not stop. I would not stop aggressively inviting myself to try to get invited to Sam and Brittany's home. I'd be like, oh, do you guys want to go on a hike?
What's the
Even after the article came out, he like DM'd me like a flower, and I was like, "Can we hang out next time we're in LA?" Like,
he's single now. Yeah,
I don't think I'm this type, baby.
Okay.
What's the furthest?
Which is what, Rich?
What's the furthest you've gone with a celebrity in terms of just like spending time with them, or like maybe there's a third location?
Not that much. Like I'm honestly trying to think. I mean, probably even before writing this book, Emily Weiss, whether or not she's a celebrity, like was one of the people I had spent the most time with because I'd interviewed her a bunch of different times in a bunch of different situations and had run into her, not socially, but like had been invited to like the opening of the flagship store and had been to like her apartment to interview her and her office. And I'd been to another office and like, but yeah, I mean, things with celebrities are so worked out and like they don't want to spend any more time. Like I was interviewing someone, well, I can't say, but I tried to get him to go across the street with me to the Lucchese store where I was interviewing him just to be like, hey, I was like, do you want to shop for cowboy boots with me? And he was just like,
sound cool in the article.
He was like, no, like he already spent 90 minutes with me. He wasn't like.
Back to Emily, because like with all the time that you've spent with her and like how you were kind of like, obviously you're a journalist, but it feels like there was that friends and family-ish vibe with the brand. Do you think that she like feels
really
betrayed by you?
Yeah, I mean, she sent me like a text message at some point in the reporting where she was like,
delete that.
I thought we were friends, but
only when it's convenient for you.
Well, that's the thing is,
but that's her whole manipulative.
Right.
Is that her whole manipulative thing?
Like I was talking about it just to like be sure I wasn't, a total psycho with my are we allowed to say psycho?
Yes.
Psycho?
Is that canceled?
Bro,
I don't know.
Shit
anyway.
that we say psycho is nothing.
Anyway, with like my agent, and it was like, like I don't know when she's in town. Like we've never hung out socially. Like
right.
Like
it's
when someone's your friend. Like I'd say we were like we had a warm working relationship where it was
your
like
colleague.
She had my number because of probably like fact checking questions, but we had never texted to just be like,
what's up? How are you doing? Checking in.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like this was one of the more manipulative things that she did, and not just her, but like, any boss or managers.
Yeah.
Like, I thought we were friends. Like, no, bitch. Like, you're my coworker, or like, you're a brand. Like, I'm not friends with you.
Yeah, like it's just kind of an easy tactic to do that, and also because it's like, well, yeah, you thought we were friends now that it like suits you to say that.
Of course.
And like also it's erasing the kinds of jobs that like we do, which is like I also have a job, which is to like write history and write this book. But also I was kind of like, look, this story has happened. Like it wasn't an accident that you raised almost $300 million and like started this huge brand and like was on the cover of Time or whatever. And everything you're doing is like by choice. Like you have a lot of agency in this. And so it's like easy to sort of get on kind of like a, little bit of like a victim narrative, especially in this era where people like hate press.
Right. Was she the most difficult person to profile? Like kind of like intensity of reporting aside, was she the most difficult nut to crack, or who was?
She's definitely like probably one of the biggest enigmas. I've had
What'd you call her? You can't say that word. We could call her a psycho.
An enigma wrapped in a psycho.
And then there are other people that were hard because their like handlers were impossible.
Like they would butt in like what we're doing.
Yeah, or just even the like pre and post negotiation of like, we want to see your like questions and stuff.
It's like potting with someone. Like if your publicist was sitting right here, it's like not as good as when they're not right.
Yeah, like and they just have such weird energy.
Sure, right.
And
that's why they're good at that's why they exist, right? Is to be like that weird. So.
I just think I'm just like really
blocker.
Yeah.
What celebrity was the best at like stymieing every question? Like who had their guard up the hardest? Who was the nicest at fucking your shit up?
God, they all sort of like
plays the best defense in the league.
Defense wins championships.
I can't even think of who I've interviewed that was good at like stymieing.
Because Emily sounded like she was pretty good at just like speaking like tech bro nonsense word
she's
salad
good at,
jargon.
like kind of like running out the clock and like speaking in circles and kind of like corporate patois.
Yeah.
Corporate patois.
But
Wagwan, circle back.
Yeah.
Double click my brother.
Where's Drake when we need him?
Yeah, right. Combination.
I'm trying. God, I can't even like think of anyone that I mean, it's hard to do someone like Emma Chamberlain when it's like over Zoom.
Yeah, it's no fun.
And she is going to save anything good for herself in her own like podcast and comment.
Do you fuck with her? I fucking love her, dude.
I don't follow her. I'm not saying that in a like.
Can you give us her email so we can get her on the podcast?
As if I have her email.
Well, you got in touch with her in some way, shape or form.
You get an email from an editor.
I'm throwing out a Hail Mary's too, dog.
Slide into her DMs. You're both verified.
If you're fucking Montana, I'm Brady, dude. We're trying to fucking connect in the end zone. Okay?
I don't look. All sports metaphors are absolutely over my head.
If you're Grace Coddington, he's Sally Singer. That's what he's saying.
Okay,
got it.
I mean, I'll take that. I'll take that.
That's more your realm.
If you're DVF, he's Sally.
He's Barry Diller.
Woo! Damn. Okay.
Who's your dream person to write a profile on that you haven't hit up yet?
Okay, so I think that it's less about. Well, it's two things. There are people who I would love to write a profile of, but they never like the Olsens or
Which
Beyonce.
One? The mommy or the
Olsen twins?
The spinster.
Both.
Jeez. Oh, both of them at the same time.
The divorcee and the new mom. Or like Beyonce. Anyone that's like giving
you want
that's
A-list.
like or just someone that's like I have no idea what like their lives are like.
Are you a fan of these people though?
Sure.
Because I think like, and I don't know. I mean, listen, I wouldn't say that James and I even remotely are journalists, but like we always would rather have not maybe the biggest star, but someone that like we're like interested in sitting in that chair. Like yourself.
I mean, I'm very interested in both of them for sure. I'm very interested. I mean, very, very fascinated by the Olsens. But then that said, like they're never going to give you that kind of access or openness.
I don't think
it's never going to
even like that in real with anyone, right?
I mean, who knows, right? Like, does Beyonce have a real conversation with anyone? I don't know.
Do you think that
it's really the people? I just want someone who will just say anything,
But
like,
do you think that when you mention the Olsens or Beyonce, like, is it because you think that you're the one that can get them to open up, or you just want?
No.
You just love them. Okay.
I think I could do great profiles of both of them, but there probably are a lot of people. But it's more just I would love to do it if I had the kind of access that they're never going to give.
Sure.
Like, what does
that's why Beyonce
Ashley
produce her
Olsen's
own documentary?
what does Beyonce eat for lunch, and like what does she talk about like with her friends?
Does she
with Jay-Z?
I mean, again, like
the friendship pays to be around her.
I want to like be like Beyonce sits alone. And,
right.
Yeah. Beyonce has a cold.
Yeah. Or like I will. Well, okay. So like a month and a half ago, I was in Miami and I was at the Fina Hotel having dinner, and Luca, what's his last name? Sabat was with a friend like at the bar, and I had like a direct view of them. And literally all they did was they were just on their phones.
Shout out Luca.
Occasionally pointing something out, I'm sure, like, hot girls or whatever. But it's like, I just feel like that's probably actually what like many celebrities are like, where they're just on their phones and then being like, that's a cool picture.
The human condition in 2023, my friend.
I don't know. That's not me.
Did you read Joe Coscarelli? Did you read Joe Coscarelli's book? So he was his thing that I think is very poignant and like true and kind of like a disappointment is like, yo, being a rapper is very boring because being a celebrity because you're always
like
in.
He always says
you're never in
their
control.
job is to like be on Instagram.
You're never in control.
Right,
you're always in like you're never at home. Like you're always in between places, right?
Yeah.
And,
In a
like,
sprinter.
and your whole schedule and commitments are laid out for you. So it's like, yeah, when you're free, like you're not with your friends, you're just on your phone.
Yeah.
Literally, like, and James,
And so, like, I mean, that's not super fun to describe.
We've learned the hard way, like, you know, a rapper, someone being like, what do you do for fun? There is literally no answer because
It's hard.
Like,
I mean,
so it's a tough scene.
Because of my ex-boyfriend who was like a rap, writer that wrote a lot about rap. And every once in a while I would be around when he was like doing an interview. Like once he had to do one when we were on vacation together and I was in the room and I was just like, oh my, it's like, you know, pulling teeth. Is that the word?
Yeah.
Thank you for your service, Jason.
I think also
hard.
interviewing young celebrities is tough.
Oh, dude.
So
because they're like, yo, I just want to play video games and look at fat asses all day.
like so hard.
me-
they're
you and
like
me both,
barely
brother.
Yeah, same.
concentrating. They're like super late. Like that would be really hard for me.
For all the new girly listeners you're bringing in, one of the best quotes ever is Andre 3000 said, the age that you get famous at is the age you stay forever. And if you get famous
I feel
young,
like probably like Charlie Chaplin or something said that. Though, honestly, it's like
Charlie Chaplin, the silent movie
it's
star.
like
Charlie Chaplin was the three stacks of the talk of the silence.
people being like Coco Chanel said, like always take one accessory off before you leave the house. Like
I said that. That was
Coco
me.
Chanel say that.
That was Hammurabi's code.
Anyway, sorry.
What? So you write for a whole plethora of publications. Who pays the best? Is it?
Yeah, who should we be pitching?
It depends. I would probably say like Condé Nast publications, and it depends on if you're doing like cover stories. Usually pay the best. But I honestly think the most money I've ever gotten paid was once I did like a big package, which is like kind of stories that are like, maybe there's like a sidebar and a story and like a little interview for Consumer Reports.
Ooh, really?
They assigned me a whole one
Consumers
about
in the title.
I think it was about like romance scamming.
Really?
Oh, it was
For
about a
old people.
product. It was about like a phenomenon.
The phenomenon of like or maybe that was like a sidebar. Anyway, I think it was about like romance,
Like old
scamming
people being like
on
suckered into.
Facebook and kind of getting cash
Phenomenon
book,
reports.
like
Catfish?
catfished.
Yeah.
This was like years ago, but I think that was the most money.
Damn, 90-day fiance ass motherfuckers.
Yeah,
So that was
pays-
long ago.
Yeah.
Right?
yeah.
So can
it was
you
still a
even,
lot of money by that standard.
but is it even possible to be like a full-time writer in 2023 and like make bread and like live a good life in a great city?
I mean, I do, but I think it's hard. I think that I think it's hard to do now without something like a book contract or a contract at a magazine, which like I think almost never happens anymore, or a column,
Right.
or some kind of side thing you don't know about where you're like doing like copywriting for a corporation,
Or like the
something.
column thing, like obviously they still exist, but it's like this is why people literally launch a Substack. It's like
I was
make
going to say,
literally
I
make
think,
more money.
I
that
think
way.
people
Like,
make money on some people make money on Substack. Some people make money off of their podcast, supposedly. But all of that is
Allegedly.
hard because I don't like that because I'm not very entrepreneurial and it's like not my natural inclination.
Think
So your
and
income.
it always feels very like a popular, like I just always feel like I have never escaped popularity contests and like having things be
And do you
like,
not want to even
quantified.
try and participate in that, like using your big brain as like a skilled writer?
No, I mean, never say never. It's just like not one of those things where I'm like I would do it, but it's not like it's not something that I feel there's a certain laziness where I'm like, same with like writing celebrity profiles. Like I love to do it because they're sort of technically hard, but also because you can't really pitch celebrity profiles. So someone comes to you
Right.
Right,
and
they
is
gotta
like, will
approach
you
you.
do this?
It's inbound.
Also,
yeah.
I think at a certain point when you're just pumping out content, it's like, all right, what straw am I going to grasp at now and like just
Exactly.
just to satiate the masses because I'm on this like
Yeah.
weekly or whatever schedule.
Like some Substacks are great and some just sound like the person is like a cult leader, like
Well-
kind of just
well, it's like this Substack could have been a tweet.
yeah.
know?
Well, here's the the loaded question is like, are you afraid of like that cult of personality thing that like you lean into it and then it's not there and you're like, okay, that I just embarrassed myself publicly. That's okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. But also, yeah, or just
But
like
that's the great leap of faith that it requires.
Bet on
That
yourself.
leap of
The only
faith-
podcast that matters, or the only
Yeah.
Substacker that matters. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. I also just like I like having editors.
Mhm.
I like people telling me when my ideas are corny. Like, I
Well, the audience will read that real quick. Trust me.
So you just need a partner.
yeah,
You just need-
I
you just need a subreddit,
I like
trust
shopping
me.
with a friend.
You need one. You need one reader to let you know.
I have plenty of bad.
Yeah, but if you don't have haters, you ain't popping. So who
That's
pays the worst out of any publication you work with?
I mean,
Green Royfeld?
no one that I.
You wouldn't waste your time.
No, I'd always do things if it was something that was really fun, or if it was like a friend or a favor. But
So your friends pay the worst. You gotta keep your editors and your friends separate.
yeah, that's hard in our world.
Not for him.
It's
He
easy.
hates everyone.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I'm just
well,
like, I have
he
my
likes
friends.
me. I like to think that we like each other.
Yeah, but you're not my editor. We don't work together.
No, but even
Not
just
yet.
like your whole thing of like, oh, like we're like, if someone's your peer, it's like you're my peer, you're not my friend.
Or it's like, yo, you want to go hang out with this guy? I'm like, my peer? I don't want to hang out with my peer. Like, I'll email them.
You said it.
I feel like that's very Ian as well.
This
Like,
drinks could have been an email.
that's very Harris Brothers. It
Yeah.
must be like a family trait.
I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time. I'm not trying to spend it with my fucking peers.
That's that Irish Japanese combination. One is telling the
Ian
other
was, like,
not to get a
threatening
drink.
that he
The
was
other
gonna,
saying,
like,
please, let's get
hide
drinks.
or just be like quiet in the corner.
I'm not trying to get beers with the peers. It's Modelo's with the fellows. It's buds with the buds. All right.
All right, okay.
All right.
What's okay?
Well,
So
your life sounds fun.
I know it's great. You've been a writer
Thank
now
you.
for how long?
My whole adult life.
Okay.
Damn.
Were you
Our
Were you-
condolences.
were you
I
putting
know.
pen to paper when
That's why I
in-
look so tired.
were you putting pen to paper during like the golden age of magazines when it was like town cars and clothing budgets and
press trips?
Not really. Like, I would say the tail end of that. But I went with a friend on like a pretty lavish press trip as her like plus one.
Fuck yeah,
Ooh,
dude.
where'd you go?
We went to Miami. It was my first time
Ooh.
to Miami.
Wow.
And we stayed
Bienvenidos
at
a Miami.
the Raleigh,
Okay.
RIP. And we went, it was when that
The South
Gianni
Beach?
Versace mansion had first opened up as this like private club
Right.
that like Will Smith had like invested in. It was like a really
You
big
said
deal
it.
that we were like having
You on me,
dinner
on me.
there.
Versace Mansion, great place to take a shit at.
Oh,
Just FYI.
why? Because they have a Japanese toilet?
No,
Silk toilet paper.
Yeah,
They do?
No.
Oh.
There's gold-
Gullible.
it's gold flake.
Because I was like, where can I order it?
Yeah, right.
It's gold flake. It cuts up your asshole real bad.
Oh.
No, you're just shitting on the Versace, Medusa. It's just crazy.
Yeah, I don't really
Were
think
you
about
sitting
it.
on the floor? Tile? What
I'm a lady. I don't really think about
Yeah,
those
she doesn't
things.
poop.
Right, you don't
Yeah.
poop. Yeah.
So how else was it like super decadent? Was the cocaine flowing?
No.
It was snowing in Miami.
But I remember we were given for like night off, like Amex, like
yes,
gift
dude.
cards
What?
to take ourselves out to dinner.
Also,
Wait,
as
what
the plus one, you're not even working, bro. You're hanging. The
I
other
was not.
motherfucker's
I
working.
literally, I think I was like interviewed someone in the morning while she had to do work.
You're
and
like,
just
I
like
guess
sat around
I'll-
our suite.
Was the
Yeah,
Raleigh
my
Hotel
boy.
the financier of this press trip?
No, it was a large beauty brand.
Okay.
Was it Glossier?
No, this was like way before. This
Clinique?
was like 2004.
Was it Clinique? Was it Mac?
No, but you're getting warm.
Got it. Okay.
Pat
Yeah.
McGrath?
Pre-Pat. That was like
I don't
when
know that
Pat
came
McGrath was
All right.
just like a makeup artist.
What's the best perk you ever got when like writers were fucking rock stars?
When writers were writers and
You know,
men were
I
men.
never really
When writers were men.
got anything.
What?
Get the fuck
You never
outta
got free
here.
shit?
Come on, bro.
No,
Are you serious?
I like.
Hey,
because
here's a
pretty
car, write
early
about it.
on,
You
I
fucked
started
up.
writing for like the Times and places,
Ugh.
and I'm too.
You're not even allowed to.
paranoid.
Yeah.
And like, also,
If you're a
the thing
freelancer,
that you learn quickly is like, especially in this era, like none of that stuff is good.
Well,
You
I don't know,
hit
that jacket
like
over there's
I
pretty
don't
good.
know. Maybe you guys.
you hit 1 out of 5.
If you're a
If you're lucky.
freelancer and you do
I'm
pay,
also, despite how I sound, like not kind of a hoarder of stuff.
I don't know about that.
I don't know my apartment. You've been to my apartment.
Yeah, it's
pretty
nice. It's
minimalist.
so nice.
Yeah.
Not minimal.
Really?
No.
But as long as-
You have-
but you're
you
not
have-
like a crazy.
Well, you've been there when there's
New
like 200
Yorker
people
with.
there.
Yes. Wait. So if you're a freelancer and you do pay for
Order
play,
friends.
or you like accept gifts from other publications, can
Yeah,
you
I
not
don't
write
do
for the Times? Is that the policy?
I do not want to speak on the policy because I have no idea, but there is like a long freelancer questionnaire you have to turn in as part of like your initial paperwork to get paid. And you have to say like if you contribute to certain like charities. And so, yeah, I mean, I think.
What are your politics?
Yeah. I was gonna say,
you a communist?
What charities do you donate to?
Damn, the fucking
Planned Parenthood.
Okay. Same.
The Joseph McCarthy New York Times.
I'm handing out abortions. You need one. Come to me, dude. I'll do it in my crib.
He's got a lot of hangers.
Oh,
I would say vacuums and hangers on deck.
You're a real hanger guy.
Sponsored by Dyson.
Yeah. Yeah.
How's the pay for play game looking these days? Like robust?
I don't know. It was nothing I ever did. No, it really wasn't.
What about now?
No one ever approaches me about that stuff.
They know that you have too much.
I don't have like the thing is I think all of that has
too much pride.
No, I just think it's gone straight into like influencer.
Oh, I see what you're saying. It's like, that's fair.
It's like, and where it's probably better spent, and also you can quantify it.
What about like the articles in GQ or the New Yorker that are like they're advertisements, but they look like articles? It's like, Turkey. Turns out Turkey has beautiful beaches.
But that's whole
beautiful
separate.
Hairlines.
Those are
that's
like separate. Those are literally
what
like ad department people.
Those are
like,
so
those
funny.
Those are people that write them or.
Yeah,
like,
you can't be one of those.
Divorced from media.
What about like writing for like Departures or like is that like the Delta or that's the Amex magazine, right?
No, Departure. What was
Departures is?
Oh, I was saying Condé Nast Traveler. Excuse me.
What's the
I've
Amex?
written for Condé Nast Traveler.
The Amex magazine pays crazy bread.
Yeah, I did SpawnCon with them.
Yeah,
they've never, I've done like travel things, but pretty much you go and like they give you more or less a budget and you're like,
how does that work? Like they give you a debit card and like, all right, there's $3,000. How does it work?
Paying it all out of pocket.
Really?
Or like charging
sucks.
it and then getting reimbursed.
Yeah.
So you get the miles at least. Get the points.
Yeah. It's although
tell Departures I got the miles on deck.
You can't eat miles.
I feel like, I mean, bless everyone who cares about miles. I don't.
What's your Delta status?
What are you at right now?
Pulled, I think.
Same.
I think it's really dorky to care about that stuff. Like I don't.
People that make it their personalities a bit fucking.
Well, that's whack. But it is.
cringy.
But that's status, and that's what is there any more important status? Like you're talking about getting reservations, maybe that. But like,
here's the
flying
thing, like,
sucks, dude.
I know, but like I'm always having to fly different things because like different publications will book me out, and I don't necessarily have say.
Right.
And also different places I go, like. I always try to take like direct if I can. And if it's like United that's direct to like
it's a tough
look. Are we flying for Aspen? God, this is so pretentious.
Denver?
Sorry.
I don't know.
No, anyway,
Ugh,
you know
United.
what I mean?
Yikes.
Yeah, but like I'm not prissy that way.
No, I get it.
So like I don't know.
What hotel do you stay in LA?
Usually the Sunset Tower.
Okay, all right. That's expensive.
Have you guys? It's not that expensive.
It's more expensive than like a bunch of other.
I'll tell you this. So it's expensive enough that when we go to LA for work, we do not stay there.
Although I don't know, like the last time I stayed, it was weird. You know that one hotel that's above the like Erewhon in Silver Lake?
The Silver Lake Inn.
Yeah. That's near like
that's
Mohawk.
Expensive too. Yeah.
That is like more than Sunset Tower.
Well, it's because it's the only hotel in Silver Lake.
Yeah, it's walkable.
I know someone really needs to do an East
It's got a monopoly.
Hotel.
What was the haunted one we stayed at that was fire that you hated?
Sucked.
Oh, that
Biltmore
rock, dude.
Oh, I hate that place.
No,
that place fucking sucks.
It's haunted.
I have a story about that place, but
what happened? Were you haunted by a ghost? By the Black Dahlia?
A ghost of my ex.
Oh,
not
no.
Away. Yeah. Anyway.
Who's most? Have you ever dated a celebrity?
No. Do I look like someone who would date a celebrity?
Yeah.
What's
sure, totally.
I don't have Instagram.
What ex-boyfriend?
I am 46 years old.
What's the most Instagram followers an ex-boyfriend of yours ever had?
What a question.
Probably Jason.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I don't follow any of my exes on Instagram.
Oh, really?
Like I'm really good at like
you hit the unfollow.
Yeah, or I just don't. I don't hate read except for like random girls I went to like high school with occasionally. Like I don't hate read. I don't monitor. I don't. So I don't know. I don't even know.
You're like, congrats on the divorce, you bitch. I remember what you said about me. Like that kind of shit. Like
here's a free book.
I don't actually say it, but in my head, I'm like. Right.
But you want to. But that's where you funnel the hatred not to an ex.
But even then, it's like once every 6 months cruise by. Like I have a lot of.
I mean, 50% of them are getting divorced just based on the stats. So
yeah, like I have no self-control, obviously, when it comes to like shopping or ice cream or whatever. But I have like a lot of self-control about like reading.
Well, so who do you like? What's your media diet? What do you read?
I I love Lauren Sherman's Puck newsletter.
Shout out
Mhm.
Lauren Sherman.
It's
friend of the
delicious.
show.
Line sheet.
Mhm.
Yeah, so fun. And I subscribe to Puck and I read a lot of those. And I bought my dad a Puck subscription for Father's Day and he really loves it.
Oh, he's fucking with it?
yeah,
I
because he loves like media and insidery.
So then your
gossip.
dad.
Yo, if that fucking roofing company wants to invest in a podcast, boy, do I have one for you. You know about this?
What roofing company?
There's a roofing company. So there's this thing in the
one
Times.
that employs all the Vanity
The Vanity Fair
people.
diaspora all work at
Yes.
this like roof,
Yeah,
like
yes,
glamorous
yes.
roofing
I did
company
read
that
that,
invested in
yeah.
Puck, invested
It
in
has,
Airmail.
Dana Brown and stuff like this. Anyway,
I was going to say, then your dad read Lauren Sherman's piece on Our Legacy where we get mentioned. So your dad might know who we are.
potentially. I'll
Presumably.
ask Paul. He's
Ask
gonna
Paul.
Come to
I mean, send this to Paul. Shout out Paul if you're listening right now.
Yeah, Paul loves clothes and he
Yeah?
loves. Yeah, his
Oh,
favorite
what's his-
person is like Joe Coscarelli.
How much Bodie does he own?
But
Paul
Joe
doesn't
is a
know.
uniform guy. Why would Joe be his favorite person if he loves clothes? Joe like wears the same
Because
jeans.
he and Joe know each other personally. They're like
but
through me.
Because your dad's a big Migos guy. Who's on your Mount Rushmore writers? Because we mentioned
Oh.
we mentioned your media diet, but like just individuals that
yeah.
you seek out.
My media diet, which was just Puck.
Yeah.
Well, Blackbird. Well, shout out Jonah. He's quoted extensively in
Yeah.
not extensively, but he has a pretty long excerpt in
He
your
has a
book.
little interlude. I do read Blackboard Spy Plan. I read probably all the same newsletters that you guys read.
Do you subscribe to any physical magazines in this day and age? Like a New Yorker girly? Like he's a New Yorker guy.
Yeah, I subscribe to a few.
What Substacks do you pay for?
I
Ooh.
think I pay for a lot.
Oh,
I
damn.
pay for like a lot of those like shopping ones. Like I think I pay for Becky Malinsky's. I think I pay. Do you have to pay for a magazine? That Laura
Laura
Riley.
Riley,
one?
I think so. Yeah.
I think I pay for that. I pay for like Business of Fashion. That's not like a
Right, just a
Substack,
subscription,
but
yeah.
I feel like I pay for a lot of them. I just can't think of anything
All
right
right.
now.
Well, maybe review them. Get your finance in order. You are terrible with money.
I was gonna say,
Okay,
Okay, Mount Rushmore of writers.
all
Okay.
time or currently? What are the parameters?
Let's go
Yeah,
all
alive,
time.
All time. Shakespeare. No.
Oh, the Bard,
Billy Shakespeare?
the Bard.
Heard of him?
Yeah.
Never heard of him.
Uh,
You can only speak in iambic pentameter for the rest of the podcast.
Absolutely. Well, I was a poet as a child.
Oh yeah, you're
I
getting
was
some
a
sonnets off.
poet as a child. We'll count it.
I didn't believe in rhyming. I was free verse.
Ooh,
Oh, of course you were.
Yeah.
fucking E.E. Cummings
Okay.
over here.
Oh gosh.
Now you can really sound pretentious if you want to like get your fucking deep
No,
cuts
I'm
off.
trying to think. Oh God, I just can't think of anything, but I'm going to.
Okay.
we can talk just like current day contemporaries if you want.
Okay, this is so cliche, but like obviously, I love Joan Didion. Like
Mhm. I just know her
R.I.P.
Tumblr. I just know her Tumblr would have gone crazy.
There it is. I'm happy you got to work that in, dude.
Thanks.
I love Annie Ernaux, the French memoirist.
Mhm.
All women so far.
No, there's got to be. There's a man.
What a
there
surprise.
somewhere.
When are you gonna start reading men's
Big
words?
E.H.?
Yeah.
Ernest Hemingway.
Shakespeare was a woman. We know that.
Yeah. Shakespeare's sister.
Shakespeare was
Um,
trans.
Yeah.
I need to just start thinking of things.
This is a huge
I've
question.
read.
I know.
Should have prepped her, dude.
Yeah,
This was a
Yeah,
Larry question.
no. It's
I've
this
read-
is our fault. As we should have like been like, yo, think of on the train over.
it's
Think of your
fine,
4
it's fine.
favorite writers of all time.
I'm taking this way too seriously. I love Tana French, the Irish like mystery writer. I've actually gotten shamed twice by her publicist because she has a book coming out
Oh, really?
this spring, and I was like, "Hi, I'd love a galley," and they were like, "We don't."
Damn,
have it yet."
thirst ball.
But I know that they have it because someone I know had one, and I was
damn.
like, "Stop." Anyway,
Love to get
and then
Guinness with her.
maybe I don't know. I've read a ton of Robert Louis Stevenson because
Yeah.
my high school was named after him and have like a certain place in my heart.
That's nice. A little nostalgia.
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah.
I mean, that wasn't so difficult.
No.
It was
But
That's
honestly,
the one question I'm going to call and be like, guys, you got to check that one.
We'll cut those 50 seconds.
No,
in
no,
there.
and honestly, we should have prepped you. That's
Yeah.
our bad.
No, it's fine.
Let me ask you
wish
this.
I had all of those things, like Bret Easton Ellis. I read everything he's ever written. Yeah,
Did you like the shards?
I loved it. I thought it was a return to
So
form.
many vibes.
Ooh,
Yeah.
a lot of
Did
vibes.
you?
Yeah.
We know you didn't read it, Larry, so we won't.
Yeah, I only read Flannery O'Connor.
Warren's read the first
She
20
was
pages
racist.
of Heat too. As an OG resident of Dime Square, aka White Chinatown, and an OG gentrifier.
Congrats.
What's your state of the union? We kind of talked about this, but like, how's that neighborhood doing as we wrap up 2023 heading into 2024? What the fuck is going on there? Is it still just like Trustafarian playwrights dressing like shit and, you know, preying on incest chic models?
Stop talking about me and my friends that way.
How dare you?
How dare you talk about me in such words? I think
It is funny how hard it flamed out just as a fetishized thing.
Icarus moment, bro. It was all anyone wanted to fucking talk about, ourselves included, and now it's like, yo, we're over it, dog.
Are you though? You still hang out there?
Yeah, but I don't think we fetishized it like as much as
The amount of headlines.
Well, that's
were
okay.
out there.
Here's
It's just-
what I will say.
There's
I
only so
think
many places that have
the people
cold
that
red
are
stripe.
like excited about it
Yeah.
are like getting into the outer boroughs and beyond. I mean, you know, I don't know. I would say maybe more like New Jersey.
What?
For
Wait,
real, dude.
there's a
Island?
Dime Square to Jersey pipeline?
That's the thing. I think the people that are coming on like a
Hoboken
peak
next up.
weekend.
Oh, you think Dime Square's
I
a tourist
see,
attraction
I
now?
I
see.
think
You don't
the
mean people
people-
leaving to go to Jersey. You mean the other way.
There's a Jersey to Dime Square pipeline.
I
Bridge,
think,
you
like,
mean
the
Bridge and Tunnel,
people-
Dime Square motherfuckers.
Yeah, like I think the people that are interested in it have like gone to the
Wow, they really do wear jorts that
the
long.
couples standing in front or behind, I forget, of you at Scars, like they just extended their zip car that day and they're hanging out.
No, I
Like
think they
that.
probably
As a
live
zip car
in
man
like.
himself.
I think
Yeah.
they probably live in like.
Were they out of towners, would you say? Because maybe their flight was canceled. That's why they were there on a Tuesday afternoon versus a weekend, right?
No, I know. I'll nail this. They probably lived in like Jersey City
Okay.
or.
Hoboken? No.
I've never been to Hoboken.
Ever?
Good for you.
Damn.
No,
I don't know.
Good
I've never
for
been
you.
to
Shout out
Jersey
Frank
City
Sinatra.
ever.
Good for you.
They have a
I
Jolly Bee.
I do love Jollibee.
Jolly Bee's really good.
Or maybe they lived in like Kensington or like Prospect Lefferts.
Has the stereotype consumed itself? Is it Boris snake sucking its own dick, where it's just like all cosplay, people dressing up like they think they should dress up, people doing the
But
things
see,
they,
yeah, I think
or is it
those
still
are
an
just
actual-
like weekend people?
Okay.
Like I think that like actually
because it's still mostly Chinese people during the week.
On a Tuesday afternoon.
I think if you live there, there's still like a core of people that you all sort
The
of that you
holdouts.
see, or just that that work there
The last
and that live
hippies.
there that you see all the time on the street,
The aging beatniks.
and you all kind of know who each other are.
So what is happening in New York City right now that
That's
that
such a
tickle?
boring answer. I'm sorry.
No,
but
no,
That's
so
the
it's
truth. That's the truth.
It sounds like it's over. So what is happening in New York City right now that tickles your
Nothing
pickle?
compared to Greenpoint, baby.
Oh, Greenpoint is so cool. What's happening right now that tickles your pickle in the whole city? What are you seeing that like actually is like catching your eye, piquing your interest? All the
I think this is
omakase?
almost. No, I'm not really an omakase person. I think this is almost beyond peaking and starting to like get too mainstream. But
We've crested.
think like Turtle Bay, Kips Bay,
Really?
is Tudor City, huge.
Wait, why? Because like all the
Yeah.
bros in Murray Hill have moved out, and now there's like cheaper housing there.
Yeah, there's like beautiful apartments. It's
mean,
like
Tudor City's great.
so pretty. Tudor City, you can like
For Holy
buy
Caulfield got
places.
sexually molested by his professor.
great.
Iconic.
Yeah. And like, yeah, beautiful apartments.
Right near Bellevue.
Has kind of like an old New York vibe a little bit, I think.
Got
like
Dover Street right there.
diners.
True.
Yeah.
Diners, Dover Street.
And like,
Dime Square.
Molestation.
Times Square X
Fictionalized molestation.
yeah. And then it's like cheap. It's probably cheaper than most parts of Brooklyn at this point.
Definitely.
Oh, without a doubt. What are you talking
So
about?
like, yeah, there's something about it that just feels like plain in a good way.
Interesting. So
Yeah.
like if people, but so not basic, but just like normal.
Just plain.
Just normal.
Yeah.
Plain.
Like wearing
Like no makeup.
no. Like wearing like Converse.
Oh,
Chucks.
I don't say
Chuck
Chucks.
set.
Good old reliable.
Yeah. I don't know what Chuck 70s are.
It's a sneaker.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, you do fancy yourself. You do fancy yourself a
Where
gourmand,
am I?
Marissa.
Do you like that I've come on your podcast and I'm like,
Thank you.
excuse me for talking about.
No, this is Lawrence's podcast.
How dare
actually,
you talk about?
well, okay, you do fancy yourself a gourmand, right?
I guess so. Yeah.
Come on, you're out and about most nights.
Yeah. Okay.
What are the most overrated restaurants in New York City right now?
I would say probably all those like Instagram ones are awful to be at.
What are we talking about? Like
'Cause
Via
of the-
Carota, Kiki's? Like, what are we talking about?
I mean, I will never say anything bad about it. I love Kiki's.
Kiki's is like
Kiki's
delicious.
is like my McDonald's.
It's
Really?
It's an Instagram restaurant. That's
How
all I'm
often
saying.
do you eat there?
Good
Lunch spot.
I don't actually go that often. Maybe like I'll go through phases where I feel like I eat there like once a week, but I get stuff to go a lot
Oh, cool.
because I just, walk
Yeah.
over and get like
Exactly.
a
Just
salad. But it's such a fun lunch spot. So no, not Kiki's, but yeah, that whole thing where it's like I don't think Casino is bad, but I went there for the first time
no comment.
and
It's bad.
it was my fault for like going on a Saturday. Like I had like a notification for various places for a friend that we were hanging out and like we got a table and I've never done this, but I like asked to be moved to the front room because there was we were surrounded by these like
Yikes.
tables on either side of us of like big groups of screaming women. Like I don't think they were on bachelorette parties, but they sounded like they were, and they were taking so many selfies and so many like kind of Amina Muaddi style shoes. And I was like,
It just ruined your night.
I couldn't
Ruining your
I
night.
just couldn't even hear my
Actively.
friend.
Right.
And like once we sat in the front, it was better, but I was kind of like,
Sound like you were sitting next to Lawrence.
I was going to say,
The restaurant.
this is what happens if you dine by me, dude. You have to be moved.
oh
Yeah.
really?
I'm just loud and aggressive.
Shrieking,
and brolic.
selfies.
I mean, look,
Not
I'm not like, I like to drink and stuff, but I'm not like
we
a
know.
screamer.
No.
We know you like the party.
Yeah, no, okay, so casino, like, and is this like
I'd say
this is
that
TikTok and
ilk.
Instagram that have ruined these places for you?
I think so. Yeah. I think that kind of behavior of like,
Bachelorette party ass
or just
behavior.
or it's the same thing of like I'm not interested in like Jack's wife Frida very much, but like, why are there lines?
Well, that's
to get
that's
in.
crazy.
But that's
town.
also TikTok and like Instagram.
No, for sure, a billion percent.
Or
but
like I happen
but
to.
casino is like cooler than that.
It is, but that's part of the
maybe
thing.
it's
Is like
the
a
trick.
restaurant could be really cool, and maybe that's even part of the problem is that it looks cool, and then people want to go there.
It
to
does
take
look cool. I
pictures.
will say, I like the vibe, but yeah,
Yeah.
the food was just mid. That's all.
Besides Kiki's, what are your go-to spots?
Let's see. I love Fouquet's in Tribeca.
Okay.
Their gnocchi is really insane, and I have like a friend, and we go to Fouquet's, and it's like a thing.
That's cute.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome.
What else do I mean, okay, weirdly this summer I went through a phase where I'd get like a 6-inch sub at the Subway sandwiches like down the street from me.
Who the
It was
fuck
like
says
a weird-
Subway sandwiches? Just
I don't-
Subway.
But then
What was
maybe
your
thought I
sub?
was going to the Subway.
What was your Subway sandwich?
You guys making me a sandwich out of the Subway.
I grew up on the West Coast. We didn't say things like subs.
What was your Subway sandwich
Yeah, what's your go-to?
that you got from the sandwich artist?
Turkey. Little
Your
bit
go-to
of
spot is Subway sandwich.
Yeah.
It was like a very specific craving that I had for like.
Oh, that
2
bread will
weeks.
fucking. The smell of that bread. will
Every
get
sandwich
you.
at Subway
Also,
tastes
I-
like the same thing, and that's
Also,
a good
I
taste.
go
in my
there
opinion. I
a
love
lot because
You ever fuck with Jersey Mike's?
it. Yeah, that's what we got to do.
I've never been.
Oh,
But
that's
I go
the.
there a lot because it's the
Smart up,
closest
sister.
place to get a fountain Diet Coke near me.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
love fountain like Diet Coke
Fa-
more
so
than like
we're getting-
anything.
So like the dream combo is Metrograph for the popcorn to go. And
Yeah.
then you
Oh,
hit up
I've
the
done it.
Subway
Yeah.
sandwiches
all
for a
on the
fountain
same,
drink. Yeah.
all on my dog walk.
Love that.
And then go home, and then it's fucking Friday alone.
I love that one of your go-tos is Subway with the turkey. So you're not pretentious at all because that's
Yeah,
the least
high-low.
that is
No,
the
I'm
least
not.
pretentious.
That's the thing. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm.
No, I'm saying
The
you said
thing
about
that
yourself.
people, I think, because I seem so pretentious and definitely am, but I'm also like weirdly non-judgmental, and I have a populist side. So yeah. No,
Well-
I'm not. I'm pretentious, but
Shout out to people and their sandwiches.
thank you.
Subway should
Thank
change
you.
their slogan. Was it "Eat Fresh"? Should be Sandwiches for the people, by the
Here's
people.
the thing. If they wanted to make me their Jared, I promise I'm not a pedophile.
Just you holding up some clown pants from Chanel. It's like, here you go. Look at
I've just dated a lot of guys in their 20s.
This Bodie clown suit used to be tight on me.
Yeah. Yeah, Jared, you have to lower that number to get to Jared status.
Haven't had sex with a teenager since I was.
Wait,
a teenager.
was he child porn or was it he was
Molester.
fucking for? Oh, he was
fucking
fucking
him,
him.
I think.
Right, yeah, it's rough.
Yeah.
Tough scene.
Look,
bro.
I can guarantee it.
And you know what? And the sandwiches are still delicious, dude.
Yeah.
So,
In your experience with straight men and in your experience with like downtown New York City, what are your thoughts on just like hetero dudes, like hetero menswear right now? Like guys losing their minds over fucking ALD and Noah putting out swaggy grandpa clothes.
new J.
I think
Crew
it's so corny. It's like virgin shit.
Oh,
Like I just.
so also how dudes are wearing Bodie to your point.
I mean, I just think that they need to relate to fashion in a way.
these are the
that's-
brands or the people, the customers.
The men need to relate to the brands in a way that's less like gamified, sports statistic, fan based.
Okay.
Like shop, touch things, like get second opinions, and
Who should they be getting second opinions from? Women in their lives, their boys. Like, what would you advise?
I definitely think women is good, but like women have
So
shitty
text
taste,
your
too.
mom if you're a virgin.
I mean, they're women, but also just like shop with your like pickiest, most brutally honest, meanest friend. That's what I do.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. I've always had a good sense of what I like and what I don't, and I'm good at sitting. I sit out a lot of trends. Like I don't think I do everything, and I just feel like there are a lot of men these days that are just.
They have to be on every trend.
Yeah, and so it's like no idea of like what suits them, and also I'm like, who are you? Like, what are you trying to project?
But this is also the process of knowing thyself. Let me defend all the virgins listening. Like to some degree, is it?
This podcast is going to really.
I was going to say,
I'm not selling books to.
How about
your
you stop being a
listeners.
bitch for one fucking second, Marissa? No, but like, it's this process.
I'm sorry.
No, it's
I'm
fine.
Really sorry.
I mean, they can make mistakes, right?
Yeah.
Making mistakes is part of the journey.
I mean,
Yeah.
I have worn more regrettable
Sure.
things than most people.
what was a personal style phase you went through that you regret the most, looking back? Besides the clown suits.
Which you're going to regret
love-
in T minus.
I will be buried in my clune outfits.
Oh, well,
Um,
God damn it.
Change the after this question.
Yeah, buried tomorrow. No, I
Clune.
think that like I went kind of hard. I was also sort of depressed when this was happening, when like the sort of outdoor voices like
Ugh.
athleisure thing.
Yeah, that's tough.
And like just wore that stuff out and about a lot in a way that I cringe at now.
like
I
running
also-
errands or like to dinner? Like were you in like
More-
joggers at fucking at like a nice reservation?
No,
like,
no. But I definitely wore like leggings with a shirt to like a Mexican restaurant with
That was
friends.
the look.
Yeah.
That was the
And you have
Glossier.
no
that was the
respect for
Glossier
Mexico.
But
decade.
was it leggings that had like a heart stitched on the ass?
Oh, yeah.
'Cause I
Did it say
did.
juicy?
Yikes.
No words, just like a heart
Just-
to make your
just
ass look like a
emojis?
heart. I don't know. I also like was really anti sock at the time, and so it was like
What was going on in your life, bro?
I was kind of depressed. Like I remember.
You don't say.
What year did There Will Be Blood come out?
Oh my God.
Or no, the
2012.
Master. What year was
Oh.
the Master? Was it 2012?
Well, no, that's There Will Be Blood. So the Master. I don't know. I can look it up.
I remember going to the Master. I have weirdly such a like distinct.
Oh, the
memory
Master's
of this.
2012. My apologies.
Okay. Yeah, There
There
was
Will Be
like
Blood's 2010.
2007.
Oh, you're right. I'm
Okay.
totally off. Yes.
Anyway, so I remember going to the Master and like
2007.
being like, I don't know how to dress for a movie and not wearing sweatpants.
But the movies is not like we're going to a matinee.
What do I wear while I
No, I
sit
was
in the
going
dark
to,
for
like,
2
an-
hours?
yeah, but I was like going to an evening movie and like meeting friends and like
Okay.
I just feel like I remember I was wearing like moccasins and like this weird pair of like ill-fitting pants.
You were
like,
depressed. You were depressed.
Yeah, like I also think I
Clinically.
go through phases of, like my weight fluctuates and I would just like wear stuff that was like too big or too small because I like
That's where I
didn't
relate
want
to
to buy
that for
new
sure.
things
Yeah.
or whatever, or like wanted to fit into old things. I don't know. Yeah. I went too hard in athleisure. I really let it like get me I became flaccid with athleisure.
You fell into its trap.
I fell into its trap.
Damn, dude.
Just a lot of soft fleeces.
It's crazy that the athleisure would then, make you into a flaccid person. But that's what those brands didn't want you to. They want you to think, oh, it's going to be this best performative or
real athletes wear Tom Brown
exactly.
suits. Yeah. Marissa, let's get into the next segment of the podcast, which is titled Dad Ass.
Well, good thing we established I'm not a pedophile already.
Is dating in New York City, whether you're a pedophile or not, is dating in New York City the worst thing in the world?
I think dating everywhere is really hard.
Is it especially bad in New York?
Probably. I mean, here's the thing.
So many options.
Like, I think for someone like me, it would be really hard to date in like St. Louis. I've never been to St. Louis, but like, I just think it would be hard for me. Even like I've like vaguely dated people in LA before, and they're always like, "You're so funny."
Well, do you have a type?
No, weirdly, I'm very
So then you would think that New York would be great then, because there's all different. It's a melting pot. He's got so many different types.
I think New York is hard, but I think it's probably harder in different ways other places.
Oh, it's okay, totally.
Yeah.
Why do the LA people think you're funny?
Because women in LA, by and large, like ones that are maybe on the market, are, I don't know, like they're moving to LA maybe to like become stars or influencers or something like that. And there's like less people that are like, have strong opinions about like Eve Babbitts or whatever.
So what's the way to Marisa Meltzer's heart then?
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I've never dated anyone with a lot of money.
That's your problem.
Do you want to?
I'm very open to it. Yeah.
You gotta try it out at least once, right?
Yeah.
If we've never done it.
Yeah.
Right?
If you're not going to do pay for play SpawnCon, you can do pay for play with your glass box.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what is he gonna say?
I think I would be really good at being a prostitute or
Really?
a sex worker.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm just
All work is sex work.
I'm pretty good at like
Having sex.
No, I don't even mean that part. I just mean more like I'm good at just like doing things and living through it and moving on to the next. I'm
living
good at
in the moment?
dissociating, living in the moment.
Oh, you can compartmentalize.
Yeah, I'm good at. I also have this disease kind of where I'm not that kind of disease, but like
Are you okay?
where I see other jobs on film and I always think I'd be really good at them.
Because you're watching the glamorized version in a movie.
Yeah, like I was watching.
I would be a good oil man.
Watching Sicario last night. I hadn't seen it
Great
since
movie,
it
dude.
was in theaters and was rewatching it, and I was like, I feel like I'd be so good at
As a
this.
Sicario?
As a hitman.
Yeah.
Are you on like the Department of Homeland.gov like looking for jobs?
No, but after watching the first season of Industry, I called up my dad's ex who does work in finance and foreign exchange. And I was like, should I be an analyst? And she was like, you'd actually be really good at it. And then talked to me about this whole like new sort of hiring practice that finance firms are some places are trying to find like people of non-traditional backgrounds. Yeah. And then I sort of was like, gave it up. But like,
you're like, oh, well, now that it's an actual
I have
real
like a
thing I
weird
could do.
thing where I think that I can like do things and I don't know. It's real weird.
Chinese aggression in the South China Sea. It's really going to drive up those fucking. I don't know what Harper's talking about. What are some fashion red flags that maybe like if you go on a date, they immediately clue you in that the guy's a fucking bozo?
Okay. Even though I quite like the look of those, is it the Aimé Leon Dore? Like, are they New Balances?
550s?
Door, New Balances.
Yeah.
Is it Dore, not Dore?
Door.
Oh,
The accent
sorry.
aigu is on the Aimé.
You're the 550s specifically. That
Yeah.
Well, you are
Those
in your
white
clown.
and green ones?
Yeah.
You are in your clown era.
Yeah. I think those are nice, but if someone showed up in them, those would be a red flag.
Yeah, because they'd be 21,
Yeah.
maybe
Well,
even younger.
Yeah.
Hey, legal. She
yeah,
said pedophile
yeah.
specifically.
Yeah.
Not cougar.
No, I just feel like it would signify a lot of interests and emphasis
And
on
lack
things.
thereof.
Yeah, that I would. I think any like novelty shirts.
Like there are two wolves inside me. Like that's
yeah, or like
howling at the moon shit.
You know how there's all that like merch now that looks like bootleg, like 80s concert stuff?
Of course.
Like anything like that, I would find a red flag.
Like a fake tribute tee for Walter White or like,
oh my
something
God.
like that.
Oh my God. Yes.
Rap tees for not rappers that aren't actually vintage.
Yeah, like a Timothy Chalamet.
Rap tees for
rap tee.
rap tees for fictional characters.
Yeah.
Yes. I think pretty
for
much
non-rappers,
any
really.
hat that's not a baseball cap, unless it's
Like a fedora.
yeah.
What about a
unless it's-
beret?
I mean, I would definitely fuck a guy in a beret.
I
I'd
know.
actually be really into that.
Tony
I'd be
Soprano.
really into that. But like
In your French clown suit.
anyone that
Yeah, that's fucking.
that's my fantasy, not yours.
Yeah.
Don't yuck my yum.
No, you got to fuck the guy in the beret while wearing the French clown suit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
While saying
what do
Ave
you think
Leon
of-
Dole.
You haven't even seen my Harlequin lingerie yet. I don't have that,
Yeah.
but I should definitely get it. Any hat that's not like winter tactical or like baseball cap, like jaunty fedora.
Yeah, well, no milady shit. That's just.
I'm just
fucking-
saying,
Yeah.
like,
No, I get you.
You know, like
What about a guy with an eye patch?
my fun fact: my now deceased step grandfather
RP.
famously had an eye patch.
Famously.
That's sick.
Yeah,
dude.
he founded, he basically invented the wetsuit and founded a large surfwear brand, and he was kind of the logo.
What brand?
O'Neill.
Yeah.
What?
Patrick O'Neill, right fielder of the New York Yankees.
That was Paul O'Neill.
Paul O'Neill.
His name was Jack.
But Jack O'Neill. Yeah.
Pat
famous
is
fucking.
actually, he has a son named Jack, or named Patrick, who was
Yes.
like the
Dude,
CEO.
O'Neill is
Yeah.
goated, dude.
Oh, well,
Damn.
I was married into the family.
Wow, you got wetsuit money?
Damn, you got eye patch money?
I don't know. No, there's no
That's the
longer,
O'Neill side.
No longer related by marriage.
Oh, I see.
But
Got it.
I was part of the family
Damn,
for a very
well,
long time. But
big
so
rip to
yeah,
a
I've been
legend.
around eye patches. So no, it would remind me of like someone who was like a grandfather figure to me, and that
Oh.
would be a
Your
little weird.
memoir title should be "I've been around eye patches," a memoir. By
Yeah.
Marisa Meltzer. That'd be fucking.
I mean,
Fire.
it's not adjacent to clowncore.
I don't know about
Just
that.
novelty eye patches are like going to be a trend next summer. Watch that hit Times Square, like unironically, dude.
Was there like a 80s or 90s rapper that wore
Slick Rick.
was
but
this
he's
like Rick?
but he's
I mean,
blind in one eye.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was like
interesting.
real.
My mother is too.
Oh,
Does she wear
does
an eye
an eye
patch?
patch? What does she do? Does she have a glass eye?
No, she's just blind in it.
Oh,
but
does
it
it like
looks normal. No,
I
not
think
normal.
so. I think it might look like she has a little bit of a lazy eye, but I can't tell because I've been around her.
because you only see her once a year when you play the jewelry game.
when you're trying to get slapped.
Marisa, what's the worst first date you've ever been on?
Okay. I went on an online date many years ago, and I wish I remembered all of the details, but this guy
Compartmentalized it.
Yeah,
said that wrong.
yeah. This guy and I went to a drink somewhere in like Tribeca because he lived nearby. And he launched into the dumbest and craziest story about, he was like, well, I can't go to this part of the city because my ex-wife lives there and she's a witch and she's put a curse on me. And it went, yeah, and it went into so much detail and was so long that I truly thought,
And he was being
like,
sincere.
well, I truly was like, I must be getting filmed for some kind of
Like literally punked.
yeah, like a reality show because it was so dumb and so long.
Right.
And
My dick's not working because my ex-wife is just stabbing my voodoo doll
also,
right there.
like my mom kind of identifies as Wiccan, so I was like, I know this is not how witchcraft
My mom is a
works.
real witch.
So what happens if
You
he
fucking
entered that part of the city?
capper.
Does he like turn into a
Yeah,
dog?
he was
like
basically like, my heart will stop, and I was like,
fire.
it just went on for so long and was so weird and detailed, and I didn't even get
You gotta
like.
believe him. Believe all men.
And
believe
I
all
had
cursed
like,
men.
yeah, and I think I was drinking like not even an alcoholic drink. Like I think I'd ordered like a lemonade or something. Like I had a bad feeling when I saw him. And I think I drank like a quarter of it and was like, I gotta go to a meeting. And he was like, it's 8 p.m. or whatever. And I was like, I have a meeting.
That
and I
is
just left.
that's so awesome. This guy sounds like a super fun hang. For
It's
if you're not on a date with
honestly-
him, I mean, because it's
Yeah,
like
it's probably someone who's like a tech
you didn't have
right?
you didn't have a million questions about like the dumb, like, because that's to me would be so fun
I
to.
started asking questions because I was sort of like, oh, at least this isn't boring. This is kind of fascinating.
And
Also, he wasn't hot.
Oh, that's his first problem. But then
Yeah.
also it's like your interview technique. Oh, and then what happened? With
Well,
the curse?
here's my problem with dating is that professionally, I draw people out in conversation, and I could have like a solid conversation with like a tree, and like
Because the tree was a man who was cursed by his ex-wife.
so 1000%. So I can just like like I could be like basically functionally asleep, but you're thinking you're having like a really meaningful and interesting
Wow,
interaction
she keeps asking me
with
so many
me.
good questions.
And so I get things from guys that I have zero interest in that were like, that was such a good date, like blah, blah, blah.
That's your curse.
And I'm just like, because I can just like turn it on and ask questions and there's no awkward silence and I can keep it fucking rolling.
Right.
But I don't fake it. Like if I'm not interested in someone, I like
damn.
get out of
Yeah,
there.
you'd quarter of eliminate and eject. And as long as they
you know
don't
what was
ask you
cursed?
your 4 favorite
The
authors,
vibes.
Yeah. Maybe it's me.
Maybe.
I mean, maybe like maybe
Yeah,
I
that hit.
always think like you are your own like common denominator. You
Sure.
know, like
What drew you like what in his dating profile, and then we can move on. What like made you be like, yeah, I'm
here's
gonna
the
go
thing,
on
I
a
don't
date?
remember anything about his profile. I've tried to, and I can't even
What
remember
app was it?
I can't remember.
Was it OkCupid? That'll at least like
Or like
set the
okay,
timeline.
stupid, am I
I
right?
want to
Hell
say
yeah.
it was either OkCupid or like early Tinder.
Okay, so this is mad long ago. At least 10 years ago, at least then.
Yeah.
Tinder's 10 years old.
Yeah, maybe like
Happy birthday, Tinder.
maybe like 8 or 10 years ago or more. Yeah, it was significant. It was long enough that like
Well, I hope that guy never entered whatever neighborhood that would stop his heart and that he's doing well.
I know. Can you imagine?
Maybe and
On
yo,
such a hard no to Uptown.
It's like, oh fuck,
I think we're.
oh fuck,
let's
the
try-
locals running express. I'm gonna die.
yeah.
I do remember trying to like drill down on like, is it 23rd Street or is
Right.
it like 8th Avenue? Like, where can't you go? But I can't remember.
He's like, it's weird. It's like within like 10 feet of like a school. Like, my heart will stop. It's fucking
Yeah.
weird, dude. I don't know. I mean, whatever.
I have this ankle thing that
Yeah. Marisa, how much money do you make?
not enough.
Yeah. What do you like to spend your hard money on besides clown suits and
Yeah. We know
Food.
you shop. We know you eat. What else? Like, what have we not hit on?
I don't think I actually spend that much money on food, if I'm being honest.
Oh, the Subway $5
Yeah.
footlongs.
Well, 256 inch?
I travel.
Yeah. What's on your bucket list to travel? Because I know you go to like Gay Paris a lot.
Yeah, I've been to a lot of
Miami.
places.
What's on your bucket list that you haven't been to yet?
I've never been to Seoul. I'd like to go to
Ooh.
Seoul.
To the new Supreme store, obviously.
Yeah. I've never been to Brazil and would love to go to Brazil. Also,
Come to Brazil.
I also hear that like everyone like has a great time making out in Brazil.
Ooh.
Someone once told me that you like go to a bar and you like talk to someone and then you kind of kiss and then you go to someone else and then at the end of the night you all just decide who you're gonna go home with.
I
Oh.
love that, dude. It's like
Sounds
eighth
like
grade.
Sounds like you would be a
All
good.
over again.
Sounds like you would
That
be a
was
good sex worker.
That was not my eighth grade
Yeah.
in any way.
You didn't go to a slutty New Jersey public school.
No, I was being like bullied.
Oh, I know. You're
yeah.
following them all on Instagram.
Yeah. No, I was like listening to REM and going to like
Right.
Lollapalooza.
You were cool. You were actually,
I
well,
was
now
cool
we know
in,
with
in
with-
retrospect,
right, in
but
hinds-
it
with
wasn't
hindsight
really
being 2020.
working for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I had braces.
All right. Well, you do spend a lot of money on clothing. What's the most expensive piece of clothing you've ever bought? Do you think?
What is the most someone has said on this podcast?
Oh, we don't ask.
Well, we
everyone.
don't ask about the dollar amount necessarily. We ask about the item.
Yeah, just
Oh.
tell. You don't have to. I mean, well, we'll see what the follow up is.
Um,
We're gonna draw it out of you.
I have a Prada shearling coat.
Oh,
Price tag looking like what?
Is that
How
at
much do you
retail?
think it was?
Wait, retail or
Yeah.
real?
I'm not getting. Oh yeah, retail.
$8,000. $8,500.
$1. Price is right rules.
What's the Price is Right rule? Closer?
You
No,
can't
you
go
can't go
over.
Closer?
You can't go over. So if it's
Larry went over.
okay, so I win.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Okay.
8 G's.
No.
7.
Getting closer.
Okay, we can move on.
It seems
What-
like a decent deal.
Well, it was like 5 years ago.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
there's been a lot of inflation since then.
Yeah.
Pre-RAF. Pre-RAF.
No,
For sure.
for sure.
For sure.
Pre-RAF prices.
I'm not really a RAF product girl.
I don't know
I
if
don't
a
like
lot
all
of
the-
people are.
What do you think? I don't like all the triangle logos. It drives me fucking nuts.
What's the new? It's the new like
Yeah,
it's
it's
the new fucking
fucking-
giant logo thing.
Well, I know what
It's
it is. I just don't like
Yeah.
it.
No, you're not a conspicuous consumer.
More of a
Well,
Lena
I say
Rosa.
this
Exactly.
for
The Chanel clown shirt.
Yeah.
Chanel shirt.
Marissa, so
the clown. The sad clown.
your time as a clown on the only podcast that matters is
Mhm.
nearly at an end.
Mhm.
We thank you for coming on the only podcast that matters.
Mhm.
Before we get you out of here, we'd love to offer up some constructive criticism. Take it or leave it.
Can't fucking wait.
Highly suggest you take it. You've written 3 books now. The most recent one is Glossy
Uh-huh.
on the Glossier story and Emily Weiss.
I've written 4 books.
This is your 4th book?
This is my 4th
Damn.
book.
Someone's got to update the website.
Oh yeah, probably me. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder whose job that is.
All right, I have an idea for your next book that I think will, I think that the
I already
Glossy.
sold my next book.
Oh, what's it about? Can we say?
Jane Birkin.
Ooh.
Oh shit!
Mhm.
Damn.
Damn,
Writing
good
her
timing.
biography. Yeah.
Okay, I got an idea for your
I'm
sixth
like an
book.
ambulance chaser.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
Sixth book.
Okay.
Ready? This is how you get the Throwing Fits audience to fucking actually read something.
Okay.
Write your next book.
Mhm.
Ame Leon Dor, the Teddy Santis story.
Mm.
Someone's got to do it. If you can break the omerta or the streetwear mafia, I think it's you.
Do you think he would talk to me?
No.
Really?
Absolutely not. I mean, that was
Is that his thing that he won't talk to? I don't know much about
the
him.
story? The Thursday Styles cover story that
John wrote?
was
Yeah.
like I don't know, 4
came
years
out
in
while
the
I was on
making.
vacation, so I
Yeah.
didn't read it. But yeah,
No, he doesn't talk to anybody, which is part of the. I think
But that's
I
how you
mean,
actually get
smart.
yourself a fucking bestseller, number one.
yeah, people want that.
it's true. They do have those lines are crazy.
Yeah, I wonder how many people. I wonder what the
Do they
hits were
still
like
have
on
the
John's
cafe?
piece.
I wonder how many.
The only time I've ever gone in once was to get a coffee when I was like waiting for my hairstylist.
I wonder how many people on that line are actually literate. Is a thing. For all these, they can only read
I mean,
prices.
maybe they can pronounce Ame Leon Dor better than I can.
That's
so
Probably not, to be
Totally true.
honest.
I have a degree in French, so
Oh.
So 4 books, countless profiles. So let me
Mhm.
pivot to shorter form stuff.
Mhm.
Why not profile Throwing Fits? And if possible, it would be really cool if you could include a minimum of one quote from me, the co-host of the show, so that it's clear that this is also a thing that I do. Just
where do you want it to be?
ooh, can I pick anywhere? Departures, covers,
Consumer Reports.
yeah, phenomenon
And we'll all
reports.
profit
Yo,
sharing.
honestly, bro, if we could do a story about, if it funnels people to Patreon, those consumers, like, I'll take it all day. I don't give a fuck where you place it, bro.
Where do you want it to be? Where do you want? Where do you want?
We don't
to be
care.
Profile.
Where do you think it would make the most
Sports
sense?
Illustrated swimsuit issue.
Sports
I have a
Illustrated
friend
for
that was
kids.
in that.
Who? Padma Lakshmi? Where do you think
No,
the Throwing
Jordan Chan. We're not super close. But
Where do you
we're
think the
acquaintances.
Throwing Fit story should live?
Yeah, you tell us.
Some obscure
Mm,
Substack?
No.
Puck news. I mean, I would take that. Honestly.
I don't know.
We've already-
VF. I think it,
Let's go Vanity Fair. Let's go,
Yeah,
baby.
why
The new
not?
Glossier. Glossier for boys.
I mean, I wrote like the biggest probably Glossier profile I did for Vanity Fair.
In 2016, 2019?
Yeah, we're probably on that level.
2019.
There it
I
is.
think we're on that level. For
So
sure. I
you're
think
due
that
for
we're-
you're due for another one,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Call your shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to complain publicly
Yeah.
every chance I can get.
Yeah. Well, this
Just
is
get
what
Lawrence
happens
on the
when someone
record.
takes you seriously.
Marissa, thank you for coming on to the only podcast.
appreciate
What do you
you.
want to shout out? Where can the kids follow you?
It's just my name, Marisa Meltzer at Instagram. I think I'm still on X or Twitter or whatever, but I don't really involve. And then
You on Book Talk yet?
no, maybe I will be by the time.
might have to,
I
the
don't-
publisher
Yeah,
might
I know.
force
It's, sorry for sounding so depressed about social media.
Pushing
and
your product.
Order my book. I actually think
buy the
people
book.
will like it.
It's a great weekend beach read.
It's juicy.
I crush it in 3 days.
I mean, I think men will like it, but I'll buy it for your girlfriend.
Ooh.
Yeah, honestly, I mean that's
Good present.
Valentine's
the
Day
sale.
right around
And
the
if you're
corner,
girly.
fellas.
Valentine's Day. I don't want them
October,
to wait.
Halloween's right around the corner,
Pre-order,
fellas.
yeah.
September 11th, right around the corner,
You
fellas.
don't need an excuse to do something nice for any woman in your life.
Boys.
How he got married.
Never forget September 11th. Also, the publishing date of Glossy, right?
Yeah.
12th. Okay,
12th,
well,
yeah.
pre-order that shit.
Yeah.
All right.
Although my dad did email me and he was like, "You're having an event on September 11th. Do you think that's going to be hard in New York?" And I was like,
Come crash this September 11th event.
Yeah,
Fine.
crash it, baby.
Marissa, thank you for coming on to the only podcast
Yes,
that matters.
We appreciate your time, Marissa.
Chef, take us out.